Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, to Generations Behind, talking about Generation 1 Pokemon. To the side of me, we have Mr. Zach Zaleby. Zach, how are you today?
I had a wonderful day. Actually, I don't want to brag too much, but I'm going to because it was a great day. This day was kind of like if you can write a day, like what you would want to go well. I slept in. I drank a pot of coffee. I went and got some Mexican food and margaritas. Um, my roommate and I then went to my local game store, and then we went to the spa.
Ooh.
So I was just kind of killing it today, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. It was a great day.
What did you do
Now
at the
here I am.
spa?
I just got a massage.
Oh, I was hoping you'd get like a nice mani-pedi so we could see your beautiful
No,
nails.
no, my feet and hands are terrible. Fun fact about me now that we're talking about my feet and hands, I don't clip my toenails. I just rip them off when I feel like they're time to
That's
come
awful.
off. So
Thanks for sharing.
toes and fingers. Yep, anytime. So
I didn't introduce myself. Fuck, I'm Craig from Craig's Game Room. Below us, we have the luscious slut, the king of SpongeBob Tower Defense himself, Mr. Tyler Haight, Kills Reaper, Game Collecting Reaper. Tyler, how are you today?
Doing great. You just had to throw in that SpongeBob Tower Defense thing, huh?
Yeah, this boy cannot get off of Roblox.
Yo, I told you. I'm doing this thing called macroing. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to sound like a big nerd. Not talking
that'll
about
sound
it.
way cooler.
No,
I'm teaching the computer to play SpongeBob Roblox for me.
essentially, yeah. I set up. Now I'm going to talk about it, all right?
This guy told us that he has prestige 10 times, and it takes 100 levels to prestige. This man is level 1000 in SpongeBob Tower Defense on Roblox.
Listen, it...
And the prestige. He's got all the gold camos, the diamond camos.
No, there's no camos, but I have one of every single unit, which doesn't really help my case here.
What's the most overpowered unit in SpongeBob Tower Defense?
Spongehenge. You know that one episode where he went to that island and there was those giant statues that just blew wind out of them?
Yes.
It was like the Easter Island statues.
Stupid.
So it's like that, but it's just Spongehenges that are constantly circling and they could take up the whole map. You get that for hitting Prestige 10.
Tyler's the only person in the world with Spongehenge.
No. There's numbers.
People speak of him in whispers in small dark
We're
rooms.
figuring it out right
Kills
now.
Reaper has reached prestige 10.
Shut up. So
He's on a watch list.
On the game, if it's a mythic unit, a secret unit, or a legendary unit, yeah, it actually tells you how many exist in the game. So I could tell you exactly how many because I'm on my phone right now. Spongehenge, there are 7.7 thousand. So I am not the only one that is.
That's impressive. Honestly, there's that many people that are prestige 10 in that game.
This game has over 1 million plays. It's
That's
one of
insane.
the most top games on Roblox right now.
Is this an officially licensed SpongeBob game?
No, it's just some dude making it.
Roblox is wild. It truly is like the Wild West.
Dude, it is. I mean,
crazy.
there's some, they have a Sonic Speed Simulator, which...
Because that's official.
Yeah, that one Sega actually does. This SpongeBob one, they're just doing it. They update it every single week. Last week had the Band Geek, whole thing, the Bubble Dome. And then this week, they added, just today, the Sea Bear and the Sea Rhino. Just got the Sea Bear, but I need the Sea Rhino. So technically, I'm incomplete right now. Still need that. I'll get it.
I'm incomplete.
I'll get it by
800 hours. 800 hours in the SpongeBob Tower Defense, and somehow you
Not
don't
that
have the
many.
Sea Rhino.
It
Unreal.
just came out today. How would I not have it? Or how would I have it?
Prestige
Listen,
10 for what?
so-
I don't get it.
So I've been doing this thing to where it's called Tiny Task. You pretty much just they call it macroing in the SpongeBob community. I don't know if they call it that in other communities, but so pretty much
The fact
you
there's
just
a
start
community.
recording. There is. That's probably the one that Discord was popping off on me before this thing, so I muted
You're
it.
in the Discord!
Yes, I am.
I'm laughing because I love you, not because I'm making fun of you.
It better be because you love me, because damn, I'm fucking dedicated. So.
This man's passionate about one thing and one thing alone.
For real, you don't mess with my SpongeBob Tower Defense, bro. Like, I got
Zach, do you
llama
look like you're
mythics,
gonna lose your
5
mind?
He looks like he's just jealous, alright? He's mad that I can go to...
I've played my fair share of
Okay.
Bloons tower defense in the day. I love me a good tower defense, but I
Alright,
guess I
see?
can't understand this.
Well,
I don't understand what's happening here.
listen, so pretty much, let me get back to what I was saying about tiny
Of course,
tasking.
of course.
So
Yes.
essentially, I've recorded my inputs. The fastest way to get XP was level 1-1 on Nightmare difficulty. You go on that, it takes a minute to complete. You pretty much record your inputs for 1 minute, and then you stop the recording, you hit play, and it just does it for you. It'll keep on repeating and repeating and repeating. So I slap on a double XP, a double gem, and a double green coins, and it just farms it all for me. And then I wake up in the morning, and I have stuff, and I get prestige. And then I
Okay.
prestige, and then I
That
go to
makes
work.
sense.
And then I come home and I prestige again. All right, so I'm not doing anything. The game's doing it for me. All right, the only time I do things is when I need to do a raid or I need to do a challenge level or something like that. But they just revamped the challenge system and the achievement systems, added a whole bunch more. So now I got to do a lot more.
I was trying to contact you a few days ago on Discord, and I saw you were on, and you weren't responding, and it said you're playing Roblox. Like, oh, he's just
That's
really into
why.
the game. Now I know.
Yeah.
You weren't ignoring me. You were just grinding Roblox through the night while you
Yeah,
were sleeping.
and since
You weren't actually
Roblox
online.
is connected to my Discord, it says I'm constantly playing. But I'm not. Just like how before this podcast, I was on the toilet, and Craig's like, Tyler, stop being a 5-year-old and get off Roblox and join. And I was like, bro, I'm not even on it.
But you are.
Technically, I'm on it, but I'm not physically there. You know, my mind and spirit's there, but I'm not.
It's mind and
Physically.
spirit.
This is Retro Games Podcast. Thank you for joining, everyone.
Yes. Our retro
Listen,
Roblox.
everybody, add me on Roblox, Killsreaper98. I'll give you whatever unit you want. Well, that I have extra, because I got a shit ton of duplicates.
He's not going to give you the sea rhino.
Nope,
Fucking
not
chump.
happening.
Not getting the Sea Rhino, because I ain't even got that shit for myself. But I can give you one of each mythic, because I got Man Ray for days. I got Mermaid Man, Barnacle
Man Ray.
Bunny.
Shout out to Man Ray being a mythic.
I have a 5-star Man Ray that has wealth on it. All right.
It sounds like you're just putting SpongeBob in video game terms, so like the slop grinder. It's like I have a 5-star Man Ray mythic
I
I can
do.
share with you if you'd like.
Bro, I got
You could
a
be making up
secret-
100% of this, and I would
And I'm
never
not.
know.
And I'm
I'm never
totally
going to fact
not.
check you.
Hold on. You're gonna see my Man Ray now. That's what we're gonna do.
Whoa, whoa! You can't be showing that on the screen.
Whoa! Nah, Man Ray's
Pause.
fine as long as I don't.
Pause.
As long as I don't show you my sea bear, you know. But anyway, hold on. Where's he at? Right there. Look at my Man Ray. 5 stars.
Oh, you
That
got
little
this shit
green-
on your phone?
Yeah, Roblox is on the phone.
I thought it was like on your
I don't
PS5
really-
this whole time.
Well, it's on PS5 and it's on my. Well, now it's on my
Okay.
computer because the only way to macro is on your computer.
Of course, yeah. Of
So,
course.
but yeah, that's wealth right
I'm
there.
glad you're getting good use out of that new computer you got.
Oh, thank you. It's
your
running
brand new PC.
It's running Roblox flawlessly. There's my sea bear. You like
There's a
that?
sea bear.
I like that.
Do you have the dirty
And-
bubble?
Yes, I do. This is Spongehenge right there.
There we go.
He's got secret formula, so he gets a 50% boost to all his stats.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that's the rarest one. Well, actually, no. Neptune's Crown is the rarest one to get. That lets you get 2 traits then.
This is unreal.
Any other questions y'all got? 'Cause I'll answer.
I think
No,
I'm good,
because
actually.
I think we've
got-
been talking about this for about
Right.
10 minutes now, so we should probably
I-
move on.
Well, that's like our podcast like thing. You know, we usually. And by the way, Zach, I do have the dirty bubble, and I have a shiny Wumbo dirty bubble.
Oh, hell
Well, we
yeah.
can- my
Oh,
DMs
how
right there.
ignorant of me to assume you wouldn't.
So, shiny Wumbo, pretty much Wumbo. It makes them a lot bigger and they're
Yeah.
stronger.
Mini.
And shiny, they're all sparkly.
Shiny
Exactly.
Wumbo.
So
All right, thank
Yeah.
you, Tyler, for that briefing.
they're adding PvP soon, so people start playing it, so I can like add people to.
I'm gonna out macro
Okay,
your
yeah.
ass. You don't stand a chance.
You won't. That's why you still didn't out macro my Astrobot times, but
Oh.
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about, but
oh, you don't? Okay.
Good old Astrobot. I still haven't played a single DLC level. I should probably download it eventually
You're
to try.
good.
I know,
The
but
new ones aren't.
I platinumed
new
the
ones
game,
aren't-
and my favorite thing to do after I platinum a game is to delete it off my console instantly as soon as that thing pops. I'm like, I never want to look at you again. So
The new ones aren't even like the ones that they just started releasing. They're not
Mhm.
fully just time trials. They're also like challenges, so like
Mm.
challenge levels essentially. But it's like a whole new planet
Interesting.
or universe, whatever the hell they call it.
I'll check it out.
That could be cool. My PlayStation 5 has mostly been a Cyberpunk 2077 machine, so. But we'll talk about games we've been playing soon, not including
Might as well skip
SpongeBob
mine.
Tower Defense, because I think we already went in depth enough about that. But
Well,
we
we'll
have
talk
a
about
couple
it
of
more.
audience write-ins. that I'd
Subscribe
like
to our
get into.
Patreon. You can hear about our SpongeBob episode.
No, yes, and Tyler's OnlyFans as well. You could see him playing it naked. So this is all going to be about episode. This episode's going to be all about Pokemon Gen 1. We're going to talk a little bit about Pokemon Legends ZA, talk a bit about the future of the series, where Pokemon's going, give some opinions on that. Our next episode, if you guys want to write in, we're going to be talking some Nintendo hot takes. We're going to all hate each other and have you all hate us by the end of it, I'm sure, because we're all very opinionated people. And I already know I have one opinion that's going to make Zach really not like me, so I'm excited to talk about that one specifically.
Can't wait.
But we have a couple of audience write-ins. First one is from Patrick, saying, "This is Patrick." He said, "Forgot to write in last episode, but fun game collecting story to
Perfect
share."
for the SpongeBob reference. Just saying.
Back when I was in college, I had gotten Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Saturn the day it released. I remember beating the game and enjoying the world and the story of Edge and Azul immensely. Well, the game started to get rare due to the low 3,000 piece print run, and being a broke college student, I needed book money and sold it for $160 back in 2000 or 2001, and I regret it to this day. Moral of the story, don't sell your games.
That's tough.
That is tough. And it's funny to think, because it's like, imagine spending $160 on a retro game back then. That must have been like unheard of. So it's like back then you probably felt like you got away like a bandit, whoever you sold that game from.
What if that person still owns it?
I know, and he's like, that fucking idiot sold it to me for $160.
I bought this for $160 back in my day.
I'm gonna pass it down to my grandkids. They're gonna be like, "Daddy, what the fuck is a Panzer Dragoon Saga?"
He's like, "Well, son, let me tell you."
If we can ever somehow get Zach to understand emulators better, I would love for us to do a Panzer Dragoon Saga episode one day.
I thought that game, like... No, they can't remake it because they lost the source code, right? But
Correct.
people can emulate the original one?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't know how to emulate it either. It's a 4-disc game. Might be complicated. But I'm sure we can figure it out.
Just gotta get all the disc emulators for it.
Sure.
All the
Or
simulators,
it's very
you can
easy
buy
to get like a
instead.
Sega Saturn now. And they make a cartridge for like the memory cartridge slot. Slot that bad boy in, you could have the games loaded up on there too. So it's easy now if you just have the hardware. So, but that would be a great episode. One of the best games of all time. And it's also not that long for an RPG. I think it only took me about 12 hours. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's this big epic 4-disc game on the Sega Saturn, and it's only about 12 hours long. But it's kind of like a Final Fantasy VII situation where it's like that game's on 3 discs because of the cutscenes. There's a lot of cinematic cutscenes in that game. And back then, that just took up a lot of room. So, but it's such a good game. Has not that many side quests, but the ones that are there in it are worth doing. You get like a ranking at the end depending on how much of the world you explore and stuff, which is kind of fun. So, but yeah, fantastic game. We'll have to talk about one day on the show. But yeah, it's a shame that you sold it. Hopefully you can get it back one day. One of my collecting goals for the year is to get it back, because it's not that it's that hard to find. It's just expensive. So if I can scrounge the funds, I would love to have it in my collection again. I do have a Japanese copy, so at least I have a copy of it. But I'd rather have the English one.
Is the Japanese copy more... Did it get more like a higher print?
I comparatively, I'm not totally sure, but it's only like $60 opposed to $900.
Okay, yeah, so it's...
1,000,
Yeah.
200 or something like that. So it's much more affordable. But pretty much all Saturn games are super cheap for the Japanese version because it's like I think they inherently don't have the value because people are like, why would I buy this? I can't read Japanese. So it's not, and then it's different for games like Clock Tower, where it's like the Famicom version. There's not a Super Nintendo version, and yada yada. But
My game store had a Clock Tower 3 for the
Oh.
PS2. I did not buy it, but they had it.
how much was it?
I didn't even look. It's like, ooh, that's cool. I forgot to check the price.
I still really want to check out the other Clock Tower games after we did our episode. I really enjoyed that game. It was a special little game. Definitely worth experiencing one day, Zach.
Maybe one day.
One day he will.
They restocked it on VGP, so you could get a physical copy now.
Yeah, okay.
It's out there. Ben wrote in. He said, "I love the podcast." From Ben. Thanks, Ben.
Appreciate it, Ben.
Take any compliments we can get. I don't
One
know
day.
if we have any ratings on podcast services, so if you love the podcast and you're out there, give us a rating on Apple or Spotify. I think you could do that on Spotify. I'm not sure, but I don't check those numbers very often, honestly. I upload them and then I never look at them again. Actually, I haven't looked at the Apple numbers ever, so because I forget that we upload the Apple podcast. So because I upload it to Spotify and it automatically transfers to Apple Podcasts. I don't know. So for all I know, we could be booming on Apple Podcasts. And I wouldn't even know it. I'm like, wow.
Tyler's whole SpongeBob community's watching.
Like, yeah, they're
Dude, I could get
championing
'em.
him.
I could get them.
I know, Tyler. You
just
could...
for the people that post the videos in there. It's called the Starfish Roll, but
I'm sorry I brought this back up again.
it's okay. I'll stop that.
Well,
But anyway, what I was gonna say is,
Yes.
if I assume this is the Ben Strohacker, dude, I appreciate you watching, but you still got to get Christian to buy that PS5. I'm still waiting for you to do that. You keep mentioning it, we gotta get him to do it.
he's missing out on some good games.
It does. It's worth it. A lot more than a Series X.
How many PlayStation 5 exclusives are there right now? I'm trying to think. There's Destruction All-Stars, right?
Oh God, don't even bring that one up.
Why?
It's bad.
Destruction All-Stars? I thought you liked that game.
I mean, after
Returnal
playing
get a-
it for a whole week trying
Did
to
Returnal get a
platinum it,
PC port?
Huh?
Return, I think it did.
Did you get a PC port, Returnal?
Mm-hmm.
So you got
Basically just Demon Souls at this point.
That
Demon
might be it.
Souls. You got.
Astrobots, Demon
Astrobots.
Souls.
We'll look it up.
Because I think they just ported Stellar Blade to PC, right? Oh, poor Eve. I can't imagine what they're doing to her on modding sites.
I don't even want to ask.
Ratchet and Clank. Nope, that's on Steam.
Yep.
Yep.
Damn.
I'm looking at my games. I think they're all on Steam or multi-platform at this point.
That might be it.
I think it's
Shadow.
it's just literally just Astrobots and Demon Souls. And why is Demon Souls not on PC yet? It's kind of silly.
Is Rebirth on
There's
PC?
a-
Yeah, Rebirth is on PC.
Yep.
Man.
That's it.
Wow. Maybe you don't need a PS5. Redacted. You can hold off on the PS5, Christian.
Neptunia Reverse, apparently.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. But that game's awful. So don't.
Rise of the Ronin? That's only on PS5?
I thought it's getting a PC port though. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Neptunia Reverse is a very bad version of that game. Wouldn't recommend playing it. As a hyperdimension Neptunia connoisseur, it's the only degenerate series that I enjoy. But I've actually only ever played the first two games. So, and then I tried Reverse and I was like, this sucks butt. But I was excited because it was a PS5 exclusive, and of a remake of a remake of a remake. So, but
There's no way that's
No need
gonna
for
be
it.
only exclusive.
there's not much. Everything Sony does now goes to PC too. So
Dang.
Nintendo is the last man standing when it comes to keeping all their stuff exclusive. I think Nintendo would rather go out of business than put Mario on PlayStation or Xbox.
Hey, we're taking the first steps here. Pokemon, we'll probably talk about it later, but Pokemon, was it Champions? The core battle mechanics are going to be on mobile phones. The whatever that game ends up being, Pokemon Showdown basically is what it'll be.
Yeah.
But,
Isn't Pokemon Unite on phones though too?
yep. So there are Pokemon games on phones. I'm just saying, like the core, like VGC battling will be on phones, and that's like a
You're telling me you
Little
don't
toe
have
dip, little
Pokemon
toe
Go
dip.
on there? Just
yeah.
Did you guys see
Macroing.
amazing speech by the guy who won Pokemon Worlds this past week?
Wolf Glick, he won
Yes.
in the internationals, not worlds.
Oh, sorry.
Difference.
But he's still the GOAT.
Wolf Glick's good. Yeah.
He was like, all these people, he's like 1,400 people trained, did their best to be here and win it all, and it wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It was great.
He's real good. He's got
He is-
if you're interested in Pokemon or Pokemon like competitive Pokemon, he has a really good YouTube channel.
Yes.
Makes really good videos.
Excellent. 1,000% recommend him. I could never take Pokemon that seriously. It's way too much work. It's disgusting how much work it takes to be good
I
at
live
Pokemon and have a good
vicariously
team.
through those videos. Yeah.
You gotta get the EVs and the IVs and do this and have these items and do this and EV train this and super train that. Like,
Yeah, no. Absolutely hard pass.
you gotta get the best ability, the hidden ability. You gotta do this.
All right. So, we can talk about what we've been playing. Tyler, I don't think you have anything else besides your Roblox, correct?
So I
Or have you
played
been
that, and then
tinkering and
I
anything
also-
else?
A little bit tinkering here and there, since it's only been a week since we last recorded. I played. What was it? It was like Stick Fight the Game, because I was going through the PlayStation Plus catalog for like, easy pick up and play games, and they had this game called Stick Fight the Game. It's like a really weird. It plays obviously stick fighters, and it constantly goes through this different selection of levels. It's up to 4 players. You can play online. So I was playing with my buddy, and then people were randomly joining in. It's just pretty much like a really, not Smash Brothers, because it's just like 3 hits and you're dead. But then like guns randomly drop, and you can go pick them up, and pretty much your goal is just to knock the other person out. Once you do that, then it just goes to the next level and keeps on going really quick through this through the levels and stuff. So that was kind of neat. Played a bit of Call of Duty because they added the Ninja Turtles, so you know how to go in there and drop it with Raphael. So
Yeah.
I did that.
Is he your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Probably out of the 4. What about you?
I don't have one. I've only ever watched one Ninja Turtle piece of media ever, and it was that animated movie from like a year or 2 ago. I think it was Mutant Mayhem it was called. It was very good, but I have no history with Ninja Turtles. Total blind spot for me.
Wow,
What about
that's
you, Zach?
interesting.
Favorite Ninja Turtle?
Either Mikey or Leo, honestly.
Yeah.
Tend to lean towards Mikey, a little more lighthearted. But
I want to watch the terrifying live action movies with the dudes in the suits because they look absolutely.
I grew up on that shit. I
They
grew
look
up on that shit. It is terrifying. It is terrifying.
So I need to watch those.
Those, and then I played more of a Pokemon Pinball Ruby and Sapphire in my pocket. Got some more Pokemon on that.
Hell yeah.
Not much more I can say about that. It's pinball, Pokemon, you catch them. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's
I
it.
think.
Zach,
So-
what the hell you been playing?
This week I've been trying in earnest to finally finish Black Myth Wukong because Monster Hunter Wilds just came out and I wanted to get it Black Myth finished on my PlayStation.
Mhm.
So I grinded out Black Myth Wukong. I am standing in front of the last boss. I will finish it tonight after we record this.
Nice.
And then I'll put Monster Hunter in and download it. Also, a little bit of I'm slowly chipping away at Donkey Kong Country Returns. Still, I'm in World 7.5 now. I had been 100%ing it, and I kind of decided I was like, what am I doing? Why am I still 100%ing this game? Let's just beat the game and put it on the shelf. I don't need to 100% the game. I like 200%ed Tropical Freeze, which you got to play the whole game again on hard mode, basically.
Mm.
And I love that game. I'm still enjoying Returns, but I'm like, I've already done this once. I don't need to do it again. So I'm just gonna start beating the levels and put it on the shelf
There you
and
go.
move on to other stuff. But it's all I've been playing so far this week.
Mm-hmm. No more Avowed? Taking a break?
No. Well, it's not that I'm taking a break. It's that I tried to finish Black Myth Wukong. That was all my free time. I want to get back into Avowed, and once I finish Black Myth, I'll do Avowed and Monster Hunter, just flipping back and forth.
I was shocked when you said how long Black Myth was because everyone always described it as like a boss rush game to me, so I just assumed like 12 to 20 hours max, and you said it's way longer, right?
Yeah. So the problem is I am 100%ing it because I do like the game and I want to experience all the bosses and get all the quests and all the yada yada. So I'm like loosely following a guide, and if I miss something, I go find that boss. And there's way more exploring and way more secrets than I thought there would be, which I think is a good thing. That there's all these cool secrets and it's given me reason to explore. But I think it is definitely overstaying its welcome. I'm probably like 50 hours into it now. It's like, let this is the end. I'm at this point also. It has that problem where I'm so overpowered that anything that isn't like a story boss, I just melt. It's just a waste of time. I don't even know what that thing was. It spawns. It does this little like animation. I freeze it, and then I just beat it to death with my staff, and then it's over. And I'm just doing like 10 of those, and then an actual story boss. So it's kind of losing its luster a little bit, but good game. You don't have to 100% like I am. It's probably a better game if you don't. But,
good to know.
I definitely want to get Monster Hunter. I might pick it up tomorrow. If you want, we could play some together. But,
yeah.
How many people can play that at once?
I don't know for sure. I know in Rise, I think it was like 4-player parties. I don't know if there's larger parties on Wilds. I don't know.
Yeah, the one time I played some Monster Hunter Worlds with somebody, I enjoyed it way more than when I played it by myself. So, if you guys are both playing, I might be down to pick it up.
Yeah, I enjoyed Rise, but I don't think it ever clicked with me. Like some people love Monster Hunter. It never clicked like that for me. I thought the game was a little clunky and a little hard to understand at times. But everything I've heard about this game, one of the more common complaints from veterans is that this game is too streamlined and too simple and like too welcoming to new players. I was like, oh, maybe I'll like that.
Yeah, you never know.
We'll see.
Could be what you're looking for then.
Yeah.
All right. So for me,
reading this right, it's up to 4 people.
Okay.
It's up to 4 people.
4 people.
Good to know. Maybe I'll have to pick it up.
Wait.
I know they have it in stock, or they did have it in stock at my local GameStop because I was there earlier. And while I was checking out, the person stopped checking me out, answered the phone, was like, "Yeah, we have Monster Hunter on PS5," and then they hung up. So I know that they have at least one copy, unless that person came and got it.
He's gonna go, it's our last copy. I'm gonna put this sticker right over it. We got it just for you.
Yeah, but it's brand new, never played.
Brand new, never played. Don't worry, just missing the cellophane.
I've had that happen to me so many times where I've been like, I'm okay, I'm not gonna buy it anymore, and they're like, it's new, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying for that if it's opened. I'm like,
Dude,
if you charge me pre-owned, sure, and they're like, well, no, because it's not pre-owned, it's new. I'm like, it's not fucking new. I'm like, if I hand you a gallon of milk from the grocery store and you don't have to break the twisty and it's already opened, are you gonna say that's a new gallon of milk? Yes, sir.
Zach?
You just brought up a good memory of mine. One time I was bored and I had about a half gallon of milk, and I took a picture of it and I put it on Facebook Marketplace for $3.50. See what kind of responses I would get. I got ranging from people sending me like LOL messages to people like, "Is this real?" And then I had some people threatening that I was going to hurt someone and that they would like tell the authorities that I'm trying to poison someone or get someone sick. So I just left it up there for like hours, and I was getting dozens of responses.
Did you respond to anybody?
I was responding to every single person, and depending on how they responded to me, I would be like a different character. I would be ignorant, or I'd be like oblivious, or I'd be like irrationally angry at them. I was just it was dumb, but it was a great time.
Did anybody offer to purchase the milk?
Yes, we definitely had people who were offering to take it. Obviously, I was never going to let someone show up at my home and take a gallon of milk or half a gallon of milk from me.
Why not?
But got lots of offers. Yes.
And...
Thank you for that.
But
I think I put like pre-owned good condition on there. It was just like a
fucking game.
Backtracking to GameStop got new games. I remember
Lightly drank.
I remember when GameStop was like clearancing out like a bunch of PS4 stuff, like for crazy deals, like $4, $5, like up to $10. So I was just getting a bunch of stuff. I ordered like 11 games or something like that. And dude, when they came in, there was like 4 of them that weren't sealed. One of them was like Baldo something Guardian or whatever. That one was just in a black case with just a disc in a sleeve. I was like, new? What?
Remember
There
when
it is,
they
when I comment or hit him up, and I was like, "Hey, so this didn't have it." Oh, and then there was this other game, Fist. That like it's supposed to come with a steelbook and a slipcover. The slipcover was on top of a black case, not the steelbook.
That's obnoxious.
I was like, "What is this?"
That's so weird.
exclusive sellers of Xenoblade on the Wii, and they opened them all and sold them for $90?
Mm-hmm. That's fucked
Yeah,
up.
someone should have gone to prison for that.
Yeah, they really should have. I remember that. Fuck GameStop. There's so many weird things happen with GameStop. So recently, they got a bunch of old Yu-Gi-Oh cards in too, like sealed booster boxes from like the 5Ds era, and they're selling them for like I think like it was like $1,000 for a booster box. And I'm just like, where are they getting this stuff from? And then they're getting a new Pokemon project and selling it above like double MSRP. And it's like, you guys are just as bad as the resellers now. What's going on with all this? It's very strange.
I think I read somewhere like recently that they actually like lost a bunch of people's like PSA cards. Pokemon, I think it was.
I don't know. I saw the story about somebody who stole a bunch of cards that somebody submitted. Like, they dropped off their cards to send into PSA, and then their cards went missing miraculously. No one knows what happened to them.
It might be that I've seen, because I didn't fully read it. I just seen something like that.
Yeah. And, I don't know. It's like, part of me, obviously feel bad for the guy. He shouldn't have to worry about it. But also another part of me is like, why would you bring, like, $2,000 worth of Pokemon cards and trust your local GameStop employee with them? I feel like that's asking for trouble.
Yeah.
Not that you should have to worry, but I don't know. I don't even trust the guy at GameStop to give me the game without breaking the disc half the time. So good old GameStop. They had some Pokemon cards today though, and I showed the boys earlier, but got some pretty sick hits. So
are those both from Shrouded Fable?
Yes, they are. Which is a set that everybody hates until all of a sudden, recently people stopped hating on it because it's like the only product you could usually find in stores. So now it's the cool thing because people are actually able to open it.
I gave up looking for a product. I was like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. I'm not going out of my way.
Yeah, I'm very lucky to live near this store called Knickknacks that has tons of Pokemon stuff in stock all the time. From modern to older, and they're always, I think part of the reason they always have stuff in stock is because they're called Knickknacks, and why would you know that that's a card store? So, great store, just an odd naming choice.
Keep it as your secret.
Well, not anymore. I just named them on the podcast. So,
On our huge Apple podcast following.
Exactly. We're number one on gaming podcast.
Wait till I put this in the Starfish role community of SpongeBob Tower Defense. We're blowing up.
Blowing up. It's time. We're gonna clip out your segments, and they're gonna be like, this guy's championing our game. He needs to be the face of SpongeBob Tower Defense.
I become the face of the Discord server. It'd be great.
You should be. They should make you the header.
It should.
Anyway, I've been playing Pokemon Yellow. I finished it, and we'll talk more about that later. SpongeBob. And other than that, just a little bit more Cyberpunk 2077. Really taking my time with it. Trying to do all the side stuff, just having a good time. But I don't want to dwell on it too much since it's not at all retro, and I'm sure, honestly, most of our audience wouldn't care about Cyberpunk 2077. But just know that I'm having a good time with it.
Craig's loving it.
I am loving it. McDonald's was my first job. Fun fact for y'all. Recent gaming pickups. Tyler, why don't you go first?
All right. And we're done. Moving on.
Zach, I want you to go last because it sounds like you made it sound like you have something fun to show later. So.
Well, yeah, everything. I think on last episode I said I had nothing, and then everything came in the mail yesterday. So I have a couple things. Yeah.
All right, so I'll go first.
I should be good.
The Dreamcast train keeps rolling. I've been getting really lucky buying, like, multi-game lots on eBay and getting basically all these games for like half off the way it averages out to. So I've been very lucky to get a good amount of games pretty cheap, pretty fast. So first up, we got NBA 2K2. We got NCAA 2K2. We got Ultimate Fighting Championship.
2K2.
NFL 2K2, and this one is actually a duplicate, so I'm going to be selling that one to put towards another game at my local game store. Then we got Dead or Alive 2, the origin of boob physics in video games, I'm pretty sure. We got Zombie Revenge, which I didn't know until recently. I didn't know this is a first-party Sega game that apparently is they're like, House of the Dead did well, let's make another one. And instead of it being like an on-rail shooter, it's like a third-person kind of like arcade zombie shooting game. So I'm going to try this one out, actually, probably after we record tonight, because it looked like it was kind of fun when I was looking up gameplay. So, Zombie Revenge.
That's one of my first games for my Dreamcast I owned.
Was it really? Do you like it?
Yeah. I don't play my games.
Oh, that's fair. Next
I
up,
haven't got around to it, so
I just got all these games in the mail like 30 minutes ago. All the cases are disgusting, so I'm going to have to either clean them or swap them. But we got NFL Blitz 2000. We got Crazy Taxi 2, which I've never played, so I'm excited to try that one. We got
going hard on this Dreamcast.
Striker Pro 2000. We got this is also a duplicate for me, NHL 2K, so I'm going to sell that one. And then we got Tee Off. So that's all the new Dreamcasts I've gotten in the mail the last week. And then I have 2 final games to show you guys. 2 Vita games, which is exciting. So we got Super Meat Boy. I did a quick unboxing of a YouTube short for this one. It came in a really shitty special edition. So I literally opened it. I have the game, I have the figure, and I quite literally threw the rest away. It's in my garbage as we speak. So
you collect CIB. You don't have the B anymore.
I can't wait for this to be the intro to an episode in 10 years. I opened it and I threw it all away. And...
My man said he collects CIB and he threw the B away.
Yeah, but you could have
bought it. Came in there. It should be complete in box. It came in there. That's the
it didn't box. It didn't only get sold that way. You could just buy the game. It wasn't only sold as a special edition.
Okay, but it was a special edition, so why throw away the special edition? Christian, I know you're with me on this one. You gotta help me out in the comments.
It was
tell
stupid.
This guy what is he thinking.
It was a sticker, a poster, and a fucking meat tray. I'm not keeping that. You can't display that. It's stupid.
You can. You could have displayed it the same way it came. Just close it, stick the game up, put the figure on top of the... I can't believe you did that.
It looked like shit. I didn't want it in my house. And last but not least, another limited run game. This is Tales from Space, Mutant Blobs Attack. This is a Drinkbox Studio game. I've heard good things about it. Never played it, though. But I do know that people really like Drinkbox games, so I'll probably check it out eventually. Tyler is so distraught.
I can't believe you threw the box away. And
I feel no remorse.
Why'd you buy the limited edition? You just wanted the figure?
No, it was the same price as just the game. So.
Okay. Still would have kept everything.
What? Do you want me to dig it out of my trash and send it to you?
No. Not now. Send the whole thing to me, maybe. But
I'm sure I lost at least one subscriber for that, and I'm totally okay with it.
Yeah, I just unsubscribed right now.
He's like, I quit. I'm not doing this show anymore.
Christian's about to kick you off a collective perspective.
I am collective perspective.
Next collective perspective topic. What is truly CIB?
Just a power trip. Just a total power trip.
Christian, I'm sorry. I'm kidding.
Christian, you hear this, man? I'll send you my resume.
That'd be awesome if the next episode, Collective Perspective, starts with you guys instead of me and him.
That'd be a really good bit, actually.
I'm so down to do that. Christian, let me know.
And it would make it way funnier for the little bit of crossover we have between that show and this show. Good times.
We can make it work.
Anyway, Tyler, not you, Zach. What have you picked up? What video games you got for us?
Pay attention to my pickups next week when Craig sends me his trash.
So first up, like I mentioned, Monster Hunter Wilds.
Woo.
Got that one.
Oh, you didn't get
What's the point of playing that? I did not get the Steelbook. I thought about it, and I went to go get it at Best Buy, and it was already sold out. So I was like, screw it, whatever.
That's the one I have pre-ordered, but I have like
I'm
the
kind of
memo down.
losing.
That's why I was like, yeah, do I pick it up?
I'm kind of losing the excitement for the Steelbooks because Best Buy just every single game gets a Steelbook, and I'm just like, well, I feel like I'm too late. I only have, most of my games aren't Steelbooks. I don't want to just start collecting only Steelbooks, and then I don't know.
That's the thing. Like for steelbooks, I like them. They're cool, but like I hate putting them on a shelf because
Yeah, I feel like they stick out like a sore thumb.
That's why I love when
Yeah.
a collector's edition that I keep the box for, like it comes with a standard game and a steelbook, because I'm like, cool, and I have that one and a standard case to put on the shelf.
Yeah, like my Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake, they have the actual the regular box, and they have the Steelbook, and I use
That's
the Steelbook
good.
as a display.
You kept the box for that too?
I did.
You didn't throw it away?
No, I did not. Next pickup is is one I've been wanting to get for a while. Animal Crossing City Folk.
Woo!
This is the only Animal Crossing game I've never owned. I played this via Blockbuster back in the day, and if you ever played Animal Crossing, you know how stupid it sounds to play
So funny.
Blockbuster Weekend of Animal Crossing. So, yeah. Next up is a weird one.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I have a very vivid memory I want to share with everybody. When we realized that you didn't, you have on your Wii your red, blue, yellow like auxiliary cables, and me and my friends, we used to think it was funny to play Animal Crossing and then swap out the auxiliary cable to the TV to be from a CD player, and then we would just play the heaviest metal music CDs we had. So I have very vivid memories of playing Animal Crossing City Folk to one of As I Lay Dying's albums. So I associate As I Lay Dying and Animal Crossing City Folk very heavily.
That's great.
It's a
Sorry,
unique
go
memory
on.
for you. No, next up is a weird one. This is a Nintendo Japanese only Game Boy game. It's called X, and then it has a subtitle that I don't understand, or because I can't read Japanese. Got the manuals and stuff here, and then I always like how the Japanese, or maybe regular game, do English Game Boy games come with these little like mini cases for all the games?
I honestly don't know.
Or
I
just
think the
Japanese
answer, I feel like sometimes they do and sometimes they don't, but I don't know if it's consistent.
Yeah, this is a Game Boy game, and you can, if you look really close to the back of the box, you can see there's like some first person like on rails elements to this. This game is like a predecessor to Star Fox. It's really weird. I want to play it just to kind of get a feel for it, but this is a Nintendo made game that no one really ever hear talk about. X. Yeah, pretty neat little thing.
Have you tried it yet?
I have not. I'm gonna record some footage for it because I want to make a YouTube short with it. So I want to get some footage
It
with
looks
it,
cool.
and then I'll. Yep.
Oh, you have experience with shorts. How come there's no way to make thumbnails for shorts? That annoys me.
Yeah. So, dumb question, or not dumb question, dumb answer, not dumb question.
He said, "Shut the fuck up."
You have to do it specifically. You cannot make a thumbnail, but if you're in the mobile app and you go to your videos and go to edit that video, you can slide to a frame in the video and make one of the frames the thumbnail. You cannot do it from the desktop, and you can't do it while uploading. You have to upload it, and then after uploading, go in your YouTube app and then change it.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yep. Very dumb.
Weird. Good to know.
There you go.
Good to know.
Next one I got is a cool one. I got myself a CIB Mario 64.
Let's go.
I'm on my journey here. I got my manuals and all that.
That looks clean too.
It's fine. Obviously there's a tear on the green side.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah, but I mean it's a freaking N64 game. I've seen worse.
Yeah, N64 games have the flimsiest cardboard ever. So
Does it have?
Yes,
a
I'm. No, I ordered a pack of 10 on Amazon. They'll be here tomorrow morning. It did not come with a box protector.
you
I will
slap
say
that
though,
bad boy in there, and you'll never even know.
Yeah.
some great packaging I got in these from the sellers. The Mario 64 was like covered in styrofoam and wrapped to hell. The X was from Japan. It had a cardboard plate, and then it had a riser of styrofoam, and then it was like cellophaned around that, and then they put cardboard corners, and they put it was awesome. So shout out to that person in Japan.
Shout out.
But my big purchase that I got today at the game store, it's one I've been looking forward to.
You bought a Virtual Boy.
I bought a Virtual Boy.
Yeah, let's go.
So I finally, I've been wanting to get one of these for a while, and they had one, and my birthday's coming up, and my roommate was like, "Hey, I'll pay for half of it," and I was like, "Why the hell not? I'm never gonna get one for full price, so I'll let you pay for half of it."
Now next year,
Yeah, I got a Virtual Boy now.
Jack Rose.
Nice.
Yeah, not if you pay for half of Jap Rose, I'll be happy. But yeah, I lied. I have been playing one other game. I've been playing Mario Tennis. I put
Let's
this thing on
go.
my desk. I've been playing Mario Tennis on it. It's pretty neat. Do you know how this thing is powered? Have either of you ever used one of these?
I have not.
So this giant ass controller, which is like the weirdest controller ever, by the way.
Yeah.
You put 6 AA batteries in here, and then you plug that up to the Virtual Boy, and the controller powers the Virtual Boy.
Oh, interesting.
You actually turn it on. This is the power switch. So,
How crazy.
weird.
I'm
But
gonna sound like an
yeah.
idiot, but I always assumed that you had to plug the Virtual Boy in for some reason.
I was very confused as well. I'll be honest, when I got it, I didn't know how to turn it on. I had to finagle with it. Also, the games, it just goes in the front like that.
So weird.
That's Mario Tennis. So,
nice.
I had a loose Mario Tennis I bought it, I don't know, years ago for like $10.
Hell yeah.
Um,
Did you get a CIB or did you just have the console?
No, the CIB was like another $125. They had 3 Virtual Boys. They had one that was the one I bought, and then they had the one that they were packing in Mario Tennis, the loose version of it, and then they had a boxed Japanese one for like, I don't know, $500 something. I don't know, but I was like, nah, I'll just get the regular, the cheapest one they had.
Hell yeah.
And it's in pretty good condition. Very light wear on it, but you can't really see it unless you're looking at it close. And it worked immediately, so shout out to that thing.
Was it sitting right? Oh wait, did you make room for it on your glass shelf
Yep,
right there?
it was here before that. Yeah.
I see the opening. I was like, I think it was there.
That's funny.
Yep.
I didn't even
Yeah,
notice.
so it's got a spot on the shelf now. And I took it out for this.
You
obviously,
can't see it on the camera, unfortunately, but
Well, it'll be in the background of all my videos. It'll be right there in the corner.
there you go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I got a Virtual Boy, and I guess I told y'all I'm like toying with the idea of going for a Virtual Boy set because I think it'd be funny. That's how I do most of my life. I think things will be funny, and I go for it. And 2, just because it'll be fun. It's only 14 games, but one game is over half of the price of the entire set.
Fuck yeah.
We'll see if that ever
Shout out
happens.
to my boy Jack Frost.
When I buy a copy of Jack Rose in 5 years for $2,500, it's going to be a big day.
What's a loose copy go for right now? If you were to just say whatever, I'm gonna get them loose.
I think I saw the loose was like $600 something, but the boxed one was like $2,100 on.
But if you're
according
gonna
to
do
price
it,
charting.
you're gonna commit to CIB.
I want to do CIB. I don't like. I was thinking if I put $100 aside a month for 2 years, I can just buy it.
And by then, it'll only cost $4,000.
Yeah, exactly. Then it'll cost more money. So yeah, but we'll see.
The unfortunate fate of our hobby.
The cheapest lease one I see right now is $650. Cheapest CIP is $2,850. That was a 2000 one for CIB.
Yeah, I saw like 2,000. They're in the low 2s, but
I mean, if you want to buy a cartridge,
If
with
you
a
grade
manual,
your Mario cereal, you could probably sell it for at least
trade that Mario cereal for anything.
$2,580.
I would trade that Mario cereal for anything. That Mario cereal stays there.
It gets buried with
Behind
you.
the glass. Yes.
look at this giant case on this guy's Jack Bros.
I would have that thing in a vault also.
Jesus Christ.
Now,
It's so
the
extra.
deal with Jack Bros, is it actually like hard to come across?
I've
or is it
actually
just-
only ever seen it maybe 2 or 3 times. So, like
There's
in
a-
person at least.
There's a store that I go to, not really often, like every couple months. They have a CIB one there that I usually see. It's like always there. If you ever want me to ask them how much it is, that's also the store that had. Remember the time I got you that Game and Wario and it's 20% off?
Yep.
It's 20% off everything. That's that.
If it's 20% off everything, that's
So, I mean,
$400 off. I'll do that.
if you don't have it by that time, and I ask if they have it, we can get you one. That's
so.
honestly
Maybe
the
I'll
time
do-
to do it. You can get
I'll
that.
buy
Nobody
one.
gets the
20%
deals like
off.
Tyler gets the deals.
I try, dude. Always hook up my buddies.
You are the
Try to.
king. You're a good negotiator. Is one thing I've noticed about you too. You're good at talking people down.
When I got $100 off Castlevania for Christian,
Exactly.
that was funny. He was like, I mean, try 750, and it was 800. He was like, I think he was like, try. No, he said like try 7 or 750 or something like that. And then I just straight to him. I was like 700. And then he was like,
Sure.
pay cash, and I was like, I can pay cash. Yeah, all right. So Christian was like, yeah, you take 7. What? I was like, yeah. So we doing it?
On the other side, my bargain skills, or my, what do you call them, bargaining skills are not very good. When I bought that Game Boy camera, and I was like, make it $5 off, and I'll buy 10 $1 sets of Trick or Treat Pokemon cards. I paid $5 more than he wanted for the camera, but I got like some Pokemon cards, and he's like, sure, I guess.
No, you got to look at it at the way you got 5
Terrible
packs for
negotiator.
free.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got
I know,
5
but-
free packs.
But that guy said, sure, take this shit, and I'll give you the Pokemon Trick or Treat cards.
Well, the best thing about the Pokemon Trick or Trade cards is that you can't fucking give those things away.
Yeah.
So,
And that
you
makes
did him a favor on top of all that.
Yeah,
Man.
negotiating master here. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I could have helped you there. I was there with you. Was I? Was I at the convention?
you were there. Yeah, you were there.
Yeah.
I'm very bad at negotiating as well. At the con when I saw JoJo's, I think it was 185, and I was just like, "Will you do 160?" And the lady was like, "No." And I was like, what will you do?" And she was like, 170. I was like, "Sure." So I got $15 off, and I
that's where I would've been
I felt like I walked away a winner.
That's where I would have been
Right.
like, meet me in the middle. 165. And then usually they'll be like, okay. But I mean, give or take, it was the con just opened, and Craig was like, I'm looking for JoJo, that's all I'm looking for. We walked in, first table I went to, I see JoJo, I was like, Craig, come here. I was like,
And
there
that
it
was
is.
the only JoJo we saw all day, so I made the right choice by panic buying it right away.
Yeah.
And even better now that I'm going for the Dreamcast set, because that's one of the most expensive games for the set. So,
Nice. How many
It all worked
Dreamcast
out
games
in
are
the
you at total now?
I have 2 more coming in the mail, and that'll put me at 50. So,
Dang, nice.
and then there's 248 games in the set, so about a fifth of the way there. But I'm gonna be slowing down because I'm gonna go on vacation in March, and obviously you want to have the money for that. So, but it's mostly already paid for because we're going on a cruise. So you don't really pay for much once you're on a cruise. All the food and all that's included. So, boy's gonna be eating good. Have you guys ever been on a cruise?
Oh yeah,
I haven't.
I been on a couple, and the last one I went on, we ate a lot of food, and I paid for it afterwards.
It's great. It's the only vacation where you ever truly feel relaxed afterwards, because the whole point is to do nothing but veg out. So
Yep.
I'm looking forward to it. Tyler,
Yo,
get your ass back here. We got some history to go
I'm grabbing
over.
something for the history
You
section, okay?
fucking jerk.
It's right here. I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
Freaking boxes away, but I still love you.
You look very handsome today.
Thank you. Okay. Let me pull it up. Bam.
Zach's blushing
All
as
right.
we flirt with each other.
Yeah, he is. He's like, he. But, But anyway, so, history.
History.
A little bit of history for y'all. Actually, I think just about the same as last episode, which kind of crazy because we only got 1 week. But
yeah, I was gonna say, I
history-
figured it'd be shorter since it was just 1 week. My fucking
yeah. Now Craig's looking at his eyes. He's making sure they look all good.
No, I don't know why my eye is like burning, so I was trying to look at it. I feel like I'm going blind.
So, I kind of like put in some extra little things for this history thing, kind of like this first one, just to fill it up. 2/26, 1998. Sony released PlayStation memory cards in black, candy orange, cherry red, crystal, emerald, gray, island blue, and lemon yellow.
Wow.
Lots of variations. You want your PlayStation to be prettied up? Get a emerald, gray, island blue, lemon yellow, crystal, cherry red, candy orange, or black memory card. If you have PS2, mine's broke. 2002, Sony announced it's releasing a line of discounted greatest hits titles for the PlayStation 2 for $25 each. Titles are eligible when they have been out for 8 months and have sold over 400,000 copies. First releases will begin on April 1st. So that means this game sold 400,000 copies, and I got it for $10 less than its MSRP, so I'm happy about that. Just want to show that off. My best pickup in Texas right there.
Can we agree that the worst line of like greatest hits player's choice that the other is the PS2 Red label? I think it's by far the ugliest. Actually, that's not true. It's probably tied with the greatest hits on PS1. I hate that green too. Those are my least favorites.
Yeah.
Wasn't PS3 also red?
Yeah, but the whole case was red, so I think that kind of looked cool.
Yeah.
And it was cool to like take those, and if you had like a horror game, you could use the red case for your horror games.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people have done that.
I personally don't do it. Neat idea, neat concept. Yeah. I mean, PS1 definitely kind of gets me with the freaking green. PS2, yeah, I don't know.
The bright yellow GameCube.
I like it. I will be a player's choice GameCube defender till the day I die. So
Best one is PlayStation Hits PS4. Just saying. Which is weird.
That bright red and like dark blue really don't clash at all.
They don't. Ruby and Sapphire,
I was thinking about it. I didn't
but like, it's weird because here the cases are red, but in other countries for the PlayStation Hits they're still blue cases.
Oh, weird! I didn't know that. I like the Mexico PS3 where it's like PlayStation favorites and they're like a gold label. Those look pretty fire too.
Yeah. Moving on, February 27th, 1996. Big day because Nintendo released Pocket Monsters Green version and Pocket Monsters Red version for the Super Game Boy in Japan.
The Super Game Boy?
Apparently, that's what it says on here.
Wow.
The Game Boy. Talk more about that later. 1998, sales to date of Crash Bandicoot 2 for the PlayStation and the USA 1 million, in Japan 0.8 million, in Europe 0.34 million. Them Europeans did not like Crash as much, but he's still my boy. I like Crash.
Boy.
I like Crash 3 better, but a lot of people like Crash 2.
Yes, they do.
2006, Nintendo released Super Princess Peach for the Nintendo DS. I never played that.
Game.
I've always wanted to play it. I remember when I was younger, my sister had it, and she wouldn't let me borrow it, and I was sad about it because I always thought it looked like fun.
Craig, would it kill your like positioning if I tilt my camera down a little bit?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay, cool. It's like bothering. There we go. All right.
Yeah, it's actually better. So,
all right, good.
Good choice.
We're back. I kept looking at it. I was like, man, I don't want to like mess up Craig's thing, but screw it. We're talking about it on the podcast. All right.
Okay.
February 28th, 1998, Nintendo released Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64.
Hell yeah.
I never played Yoshi's Story, so.
It's not a good game, but I'm very nostalgic for it.
Boom, 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 boom.
That and Mario 64 were the two games, and Banjo-Kazooie were like the three games that I didn't own on N64 as a kid. So whenever I would go over to my cousin's house, I would play those three games. So I'm very nostalgic for them. I never owned Mario 64 as a kid, and I think that's crazy. As someone who grew up with an N64.
I used to have a reoccurring nightmare about Yoshi's Story. An actual, like, terrifying... Like, I don't know if y'all had one of these, but, like, it was, like, my nightmare. Like, the one that fucked me up, like, woke me up. I couldn't sleep. It was Yoshi's Story. And I think it had something to do with, like, getting squished. And then also those, like, things that would... The paratrooper things that would, like, take Yoshi off to the dungeon.
When he died.
Something there got to me. I don't know what it was, but I used to have nightmares about that game.
That's funny. My reoccurring nightmare as a child was the creature from the Black Lagoon chasing me. So, I think that was just the thing a lot of kids had, was like something that terrified them that they would always have nightmares about. Did you have something like that, Tyler?
Not that I can remember about offhand.
The sea bear?
Yeah,
sea rhino?
Sea bear, you know. Sea bear and the sea rhino. My unit's getting deleted in SpongeBob. That's a recurring nightmare.
Sure, you saw into the future. And you're like, oh man, that's probably gonna suck. Ah.
Not my baby prunes. No.
Stupid.
But anyway, February 28th. Also, 1998, Namco released Tekken 3 for the PlayStation in the US.
Hell yeah.
Great fighting game series. March 1st, 1995, Sega released Knuckles Chaotix for the Sega 32X. I own that. I still need a 32X because I want to try it. I mean, I could just emulate it, but...
It's okay, but the soundtrack is fucking banging. One of the best Sonic soundtracks.
I'll have to give it a listen.
It's so good. It's so good.
And then 2000, Nintendo released Pokemon Stadium for the N64 in the US.
Hell yeah.
And then another thing, this episode's going up on March 3rd, right?
Yes.
Alright, so March 3rd, I'm not going to state the year, Daily Beating was born. So happy birthday to Zach, because it'll be on that day, on this day this episode goes up, so put happy birthday in the comments.
Yeah.
That's pretty out there. Zach looks like he's not happy I said that, but...
No, you're good. I had a couple big things happen my birthday that, like, things came out my birthday that I love. The Batman in 2022 came out on my birthday.
I love that movie.
So good. The Nintendo Switch came out on my birthday. 3/3/2017. So.
And technically Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
And Breath of the Wild, yep.
Look at that.
Yep.
Shout out to your birthday.
Shout out.
Can't believe you're turning 50 years old.
I was 3 days away from being born on leap year, and I would have been the most insufferable piece of shit if I was born on leap day.
Even more than you are now.
If I was born on February 29th, I would be like, oh, I'm only 7. Like, I would be doing that crap all the time. I would be doing it all the time. I was this close.
That would have been so fucking on brand for you, too.
Yep, I would have loved it. But unfortunately, my mom was selfish, and I had March 3rd.
What a jerk.
I know.
She should have had the foresight for the kind of personality her son was going to have.
Honestly, like, looking back at it, I'm kind of mad. Like, I wish she would have been, like, induced me on leap day.
It's like, we got to get this done.
It's kind of badass. But nope, she did not do that.
Oh, well. Missed opportunity, Mrs. Daly.
Yeah.
And that brings to mind that on Monday is my anniversary with my girlfriend, so same as your birthday.
What a day.
Also 50 years.
10 years. But 10 long years.
That's crazy.
She don't listen to this, so she won't kill me for that. Unless she does. Unless she's just gonna be like, wow, you said long.
I was thinking the same thing. You were like 10 beautiful years. You're like 10 long years.
I mean 10 beautiful memory-filled years.
Doing that Key and Peele's good. She's like,
sure.
10 long years.
10 full length years.
365 days.
3,650 days.
Yeah, but I was gonna. Yeah, well, pretty much.
Actually, there were a few leap years in there, if you could remember that.
I mean, how could I forget?
Yeah, don't make it longer.
Damn. Roasted.
Nah, but yeah, so that should be fun. But, yeah, that is all of our history.
That's all the history.
Much. So, fellas, think we get into the topic?
Topic of the show?
Topic of the show, Gen 1 Pokemon. But, as Craig mentioned, we wanted to go over the presents. So I figured, start with the presents, then we'll talk about the Gen 1 Pokemon. Sound good with y'all? Sure. Alright, so, if y'all know, Pokemon Day, February 27th, they have a little celebration every year. They do a little present show all the new upcoming things. It's usually like 15-20 minutes long, 75% of it is mobile games. But then they got some good stuff at the end, you know? So this year,
I was
after
looking forward
waiting
to
up.
the cafe mix updates. I'll have you
Oh
know.
yeah, oh, yeah. So what was the update?
Uh, I think Evie was on there. I was on the screen.
That's a good guess.
Well, Eevee was on the screen, but also they are adding the Flapple, whatever the other
The
apple one's
Flapple
called,
line of
Appleton.
Pokemon, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So you get the
Flappleton and
trait, but then
yeah,
you get to pick one of them. You don't get both because
of course.
Definitely
That'd
top
be
5 Pokemon that I would eat.
Yeah, I would eat. I would mess up a Flapple, but or an Appleton. It looks more like an apple pie. That would be pretty
I would
good.
eat Mr. Mime because it looks the most like a human and I want to hear it scream.
Okay, moving along. So we
Jesus
also have.
Christ.
But anyway, so like we were saying, Pokemon Presents. So yeah, you got like the mobile games, you got all that stuff. But then we waited a whole year to get more info on Pokemon Legends ZA, and did they deliver? They delivered with the trailer. We got the starters. Zach can talk more about the starters. So, because I'm currently not educated enough for that. If you see my latest video, because I put out a video, me and Zach did a little collab. I thought I had all the history back down to a
Yeah,
T, and Zach
Tyler
just threw
was
out.
like, Tyler's writing essays over here, like doing history, like studying the Blade about like why these starters were going to be chosen for this game, and I was just going purely off vibes, and I just nailed it.
He was like, "Yo, Chikorita hadn't had anything in a while, but if it's not that, it's Torterra. Yo, Totodile though, for
Yeah,
Relegator needs something. You're like, if it's not Torterra, Emboar." And I'm just like, this
yeah.
guy. I even had somebody comment on my video. I was like, Zach won this one. And I was like, yes, he did. But I had to
But
admit
that is
defeat.
really weird. Why is it 2 starters from Gen 2, but then
So
one
weird.
random? It's very strange.
So weird.
Very strange.
Yeah. So, like what I was telling Zach is like it makes me feel like these are probably gonna get megas. All right. So like it's kind of without a doubt kind of happens in every game. So like is Typhlosion just gonna be the only one with a different form and they're gonna have megas? Is Typhlosion eventually gonna get a mega or like? I wonder
What
how
if
that's gonna work.
throw us a bone and give every single starting Pokemon a Mega?
That's a lot, and they're not gonna do that. But
I know, but it'd be cool.
We could dream.
yeah. So, but anyway, what did you guys think of the trailer?
I think that the game still looks like shit. It looks like Scarlet and Violet still, and I was hoping it'd be a bit of an upgrade visually at least. I hate how crusty Pokemon looks. That's my issue.
You don't.
If
You
it
don't
looks
think it looks a
jagged and
bit better?
crusty, no, I don't think it looks much better. Honestly, the only thing about it is I'm just excited gameplay wise. The gameplay made me think of Xenoblade actually, funnily enough, and I'm super down for that. I think that having a Pokemon game with that kind of combat is a really cool idea. So I'm super excited to play it. Very interested in the fact that the entire game takes place in the one city from X and Y. What's it called? Luminos?
Luminos.
Luminos, yeah. Because I only ever played
Maybe.
X and Y once, so I don't really remember the game super duper well. But yeah, just overall, I mean, I'm just excited for the gameplay change because I can't imagine that this is going to be a permanent change. I'm sure the next mainline Pokemon game is going to be turn-based again. But I think that having, like I said, a Xenoblade-like battle style is really cool, so I'm super into that.
What if that's why they're throwing Pokemon Champions out so people have turn-based if they want it, and then this is going to be the new way for the main line?
Man,
No,
I
no,
don't know.
no shot in
It's-
hell. No,
No?
I
they're
think-
gonna have the mainline. The mainline games are gonna keep playing like that, and just like Legends Arceus had a gimmick, this one's gonna have a gimmick, and they're
Alright.
gonna
Yeah.
have like that.
Well, I view Pokemon a lot like Dragon Quest. Like, Dragon Quest is very traditional. It never changes. It's the same basically every time, and that's kind of why people like it. And I think Pokemon has kind of the same philosophy. They're like, we figured out the formula pretty much day one. It works every time. We're going to keep it this way. That's kind of how I see it.
They railroad their formula of the mainline games, and they have spin-off, 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 and they have different stuff in those. I'm excited. I agree with Craig. I'm a little confused. If this all takes place in the city, like I feel like that's not Pokemon is kind of about being like in the wild and like running through grass. Like I would love to. I want to see how that's gonna feel being in an urban environment the whole time. I've seen some people speculate that the reason it's in a town is so that the buildings can block your view and they can only load a certain amount in, and so it'll run smoother. Like the building is blocking your view from the rest of the town, so they don't have to load it in, so the game can run at a better frame rate. Maybe
Better
that's
more than 10 frames a second.
yeah. I don't know. Like I'm interested. I'm going to play it. I love Pokemon. I feel like part of Pokemon is like out in the wilderness, and I wonder if that's gonna be missed here.
What if they're just like playing us and like you do go out eventually?
I mean, I would love. I mean, I would love for that to be the case, and I feel like they have to be. Like, you can't just run around this. Like, you're telling me I'm just gonna run around. There's just gonna be an Onyx out there on the street, and we're just all like, oh yeah, that's where the Onyx. That's where they hide out. All the Onyx are running around the
And
street.
like the legendaries and stuff. Like, yeah, I just caught a Groudon on like this alleyway. You know,
It's a little strange.
How terrifying would that be in real life?
No,
I went,
what if
went
it
in
was
the
just,
pond in the town and there was just a Kyogre chilling in it.
yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I hope the game is good, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm not quite sold on the setting yet.
I'm also interested in why they chose to go back to like Gen 6 in a way, because I feel like it's one of the least liked generations by Pokemon fans. Like, I feel like everyone kind of agrees that it's not bad, but it's just kind of boring, like forgettable.
I gotta say, like, I was kind of when they first announced ZA, I was kind of hoping because the big emphasis on the X and Y story was like the big war and how AZ was in the war. This man is 3,000 years old, essentially, and all this stuff. So I was kind of like looking for like, oh, if we get a Legends game, it'd be cool as shit to see it in the war period, you know, like something like that. But then they were like, oh, it's just in the city. I was like, that'd be a little interesting. So I'm kind of glad that they still threw AZ in it because we'll probably find out more about him. You know, I like that kind of like lore stuff. And maybe we'll finally get an Eternal Flower Floette. I think that's what it's called. You know, after all these years of not having it and just being there. So that would be cool. But, yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with the story, because, I don't know, just being in the city, it seems like a little odd, but...
See, when we didn't know anything about the game, and we knew we were building the city or whatever, my assumption was we were building the city before it existed, and you were out in the wilderness, and you were slowly building up a town, and like you were still out in the wilderness, and the town would show up. But now you're just like, oh no, the town's built. You're just renovating it, and you're always in the town. And just I don't know.
And I feel like there's either for sure another legendary that they're not showing us. I feel like that's the A part, or at least another Zygarde form, because we still don't know what the box art looks like. And usually every box art has a legendary on it or whatever. So we don't even have that yet. So it kind of, you know, throws some red flags. And they also, what's kind of neat is they didn't say how there was like, oh, for Nintendo Switch, for the Switch. They didn't say that at all. And there was like rumors where they were making a Switch 2 version of this game. So I kind of wonder if this is going to have like a Switch 1 version and a 2, or if it'll just be enhanced on 2.
Well, I think it was Best Buy like advertised like for Switch systems, and people thought that was suspicious.
Yeah, the Switch family of systems.
Well, they do say Switch family systems for everything. That's what they say. Like when you like watch Nintendo Direct, they're like, play Switch Sports for the Nintendo Switch family of systems. They say that shit all the time.
The Nintendo Switch Sports video game.
Yeah, they say that crap, and it pisses me off.
But they didn't. I don't know. They didn't say anything for ZA. They were just like, yeah, the game. Usually it's like Switch, but this time
Shadow drops on PS5.
I'm sure it'll get whatever their plan is to port games or upgrade games or just strip release games. It will get a PS2.
Yes,
A Switch 2. It will get a Switch 2 version, just like Metroid Prime 4 is going to get a Switch 2 version. It's just whatever that looks like. We don't know yet.
We'll probably start to see companies talk a lot about all that stuff probably after when they have that April Direct or whatever.
I'm assuming the floodgates are going to open, and after that Direct, we're just going to start hearing everyone's games and what else coming to the Switch 2, and it'll be an onslaught.
Pretty much.
It's very exciting.
Until that, but yeah. And then I mean they also announced Pokemon Champions, you know, which is kind of neat if you like the turn-based battling. It's cool how it seems like they're gonna have most of the gimmicks in there because they had a terrestrialized Pokemon and a Mega Pokemon. So seems like you have multiple gimmicks in the same thing. Use your own home Pokemon. That'd be pretty neat. Somebody goes to Worlds and wins Worlds off of an iPhone.
Do we all agree that Megas are the best gimmick Pokemon ever did?
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite gimmick. Yeah.
Okay. Me too.
It's a gimmick
Just
that they
curious.
should literally stick to and just keep that, But what do you think was the dumbest gimmick?
I really don't like the terrestrial or the crystal shit from Scarlet and Violet.
Crystallization.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big
I think
fan
it's really
of that,
funny.
honestly.
It's really funny just to have the weird fountain on their head.
That's the thing, they look so stupid and it pisses me off.
I would say Z moves are my least favorite. I think
Yeah,
Z moves
Z
are
moves.
not.
Oh.
You're going like
Your local Sun and Moon defender over here is a fan of Z moves, so
I really liked Dynamaxing just because they gave some Gigantamax forms and they gave the freaking the old Pikachu design where it just goes that was the best.
yeah. The only thing that I didn't like about the Dynamax stuff was that it was like obviously it would have been probably too much work, but it is a bummer that most of them don't have like a unique design when they Dynamax.
Yeah.
So it's like it felt like it was kind of half-assed in that way. But I also understand, designing another 700 designs is a lot of work too. So
How badass though were those gym battles when when you
I'm not a fan of Sword and Shield generally, but I love that it was like a sports arena, like giant event for every gym battle. I thought that was fire. Like, yeah, the music was good, and then like it felt like an actual event, which was cool. That was what I did like about Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else y'all want to say about ZA? We're gonna move on.
No, I'm ready for more of that stop motion show on Netflix. So that was adorable.
Concierge.
It was so cute, so cute. I'm definitely excited to watch more of that.
Also, I guess one other thing from the presents, new TCG Pocket set.
Yes.
So
I opened 4 packs and I got pretty much garbage. Craig opened 2 and he got good stuff.
I did get good stuff, and they showed that, or they announced that in the real card game we're getting mega cards again too, which is cool. They don't look nearly as cool as they did back in the X and Y era, but it's still cool that they're coming back. So much flashier looking than regular EXs.
Yeah. You've seen, I don't know if the old megas are like this, but actually in the game you see how now you take 3 prize cards if you knock out a mega? Was it always like that? I think it was 2.
It was always more, but I don't know the exact number. But it's always been that way for like Vs or EXs or
I thought it was like always 2.
Dynamax and stuff like that. So
Neat.
I lied. I had one more comment on the presents.
yes.
Like many others, I'm sure y'all were also upset about the no NSO for the classic games. I think the last chance for that to ever happen will be next year at the 30th anniversary. If they do not put the classic games on NSO for the 30th anniversary, it'll never happen.
Probably.
What if they're just holding out for that this whole time? Like ever since the 26th anniversary, they're like, you know what, 30 we'll give it. 30 we'll give it.
If they skip an anniversary and a reason to celebrate the old games and they don't put it on there, it's just never going to happen.
Which anniversary did they do it for 3DS? Or was it not for an anniversary? Did they just do it?
If they did it for
I
an
don't know.
anniversary, I would assume it would probably have been 20.
Yeah, I don't know because they did red, blue, yellow on 3DS, obviously, and then they did gold, silver, crystal eventually too. But I don't know if those were associated to specific dates or not.
Yeah, I'm unsure about that. But I mean, man, they might even want to do it because then it would be cool if they like make it compatible with that Pokemon Champions game. You can just put all your Pokemon on there, like because
That
they
would
all
be
go to
cool.
home and pretty much.
I started using Pokemon Home recently, and it's annoying how little Pokemon you could store on there without paying money.
How much is it?
I didn't know you could store without paying money.
Yeah, I think you could store I think it's maybe 30 Pokemon. It's nothing. So
Oh, yeah, I've been paying the $17 a year for 5 years or how long.
have you really? That's funny.
Yeah.
I did it recently because I kept running out of room on Pokemon Go because I go through phases where I play a lot of Pokemon Go, and I was just tired of running out of Pokemon on there and literally just throwing them away. And I was like, I might as well just put the extras in Pokemon Home. So
Yeah, I'm trying to finish the home decks. I'm less than 50 left. of the
Wow.
whole 1,000 and whatever it
When
is.
when those live streams coming back?
I gotta find some. I gotta start doing that again. But it's annoying because I'm missing like one or two Pokemon for random generations, and then just like mythicals from Gen 5 and 6. It's like annoying stuff like that. But
Gotcha.
I'll
Are
have
the
them all one day.
mythicals from Gen 5 and 6 the harder ones to get now?
Well, there's stuff that you just can't get in the game. It's like event
Yeah.
only stuff, like Hoopa, and I think I'm missing.
If you need Victini, it's available on Pokemon Go right now, and only for
That's the thing.
a couple of days.
I don't play Pokemon Go, so that's another reason I have to struggle on some of these. So
So you can download it, get the Victini, transfer it. You're good.
they just give it to you.
I think you gotta buy the pass, which is like a couple bucks. The event
One day.
pass. But it's like the first tier. Well, I mean, it's gonna be expired in like.
I'll
3
get
days.
Victini when the Gen 5 remakes come out.
All right, you'll complete
Will they
that
ever come
and-
out?
They will.
If the Gen 5 remakes come out and they do it faithful, will Victini still be in the game since he was just an event?
They won't re-release Gen 5 and not give you Victini.
Maybe. He is like the only one that hasn't been re-released, I don't think.
I need to look up Victini because I don't remember what Victini
It's
looks
the
like.
victory Pokemon. I think. Right.
For some reason, it's like the first thing in the Gen 5 decks.
Yeah, it's
Really?
number 000.
Oh, yeah, I know this little guy. He's cool.
Yeah. But now y'all want to talk about some Generation 1?
Nah, I think
No?
we did enough for this
All right,
episode.
guys, thanks for listening to my SpongeBob Tower Defense talk. All right, so moving on. Generation
Yeah, I guess
1.
you could say we could leave these newer generations behind.
Ah!
Ooh, like that. I like that.
That's terrible.
Oh, we're bringing them forward. Wow. All right. So
Ooh.
Craig's out of the picture. So I'm experienced with Gen 1. Zach is experienced with Gen 1. However, Craig just played and beat Gen 1 for the first time.
Yeah, so I played Pokemon Fire Red as a child, mostly through the Game Boy Advance player on my GameCube, and then I transferred everything from that file over to my Pokemon Diamond copy. But I had never actually beaten the original Gen 1 in any way, shape, or form, so Red, Blue, Yellow. I had Red as a child, my sister had Blue. I don't know if she beat it or not, but I definitely didn't beat Red as a kid. So I wanted to make it a goal this year. We talked about it a few episodes ago. One of my goals for this year in terms of playing video games was I wanted to try to beat the Pokemon generations I haven't beaten yet, and one of those was Gen 1, so good way to start off. I beat it a few nights ago. Let me pull up my game, actually, so I could tell you guys my team, because I can't remember one of the Pokemon that I had on it.
It hurts me that you say pull up my game and you pull out a freaking cell phone.
Of course. I'm
I
a
was
monster.
thinking the same thing.
I am a
You know what?
monster.
Let me pull up my team real quick. Hold
Let's
on.
go. Alright, let's see.
Freaking gay.
So, my team, and this is probably pretty typical. Oh, let me turn off the volume,
About to
because
get copyrighted.
in Pokemon Yellow you get, all the starters, which is cool. That's one of the cool things about playing Yellow. But I have, Blastoise, Charizard, Pikachu, Venusaur, Nidoking. I decided to get Nidoking because I heard how overpowered and broken he was, and I was like, whatever. I was like, I'll use him as my cheat code if I feel like I'm stuck. And then for my 6th slot, I want you guys to try to guess, because I don't think this is a popular Pokemon to use, but he's one of my favorites of all time, so I wanted to use him.
Scyther.
No.
Shit.
Wheezing.
No. Sandslash. So,
Oh, okay.
Sandshrew is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, so I decided to go with Sandslash just because. And Dig is also an extraordinarily overpowered move in Gen 1. I didn't realize how strong it was. Dig pretty much one-shotted everything, so
Yeah, Dig is as strong as Earthquake is.
it's wild. But yeah, beat Gen 1 for the first time. I had a good time. Probably, honestly, wouldn't have enjoyed it super... probably wouldn't have enjoyed it too much if I didn't play it on an emulator with ×2 speed, because everything is just so extraordinarily slow in that game. And it's of its time, and I'm totally understanding of that. But it would have taken me much longer, and I don't think I would have enjoyed it if I was kind of dragging my feet along for that entire time.
Yeah, I think if you're playing Gen 1 these days and you're not nostalgic for it, you do yourself a favor and either get like a ROM hack that just like lets you run and like adds more bag storage. The bag storage is what gets me. That you can hold like 10 items.
Yeah, that was
Include-
obnoxious.
And that includes your HMs, which is crazy.
I got to the point where I was just throwing TMs away. I wasn't even checking what they were. I was like, I'm like, I need to know what the fuck is in this little item in front of me, and it's driving me crazy. So I just threw shit away without even looking.
The other thing is the TMs don't have the name. It just says
Oh my God,
TM23.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to teach TM23 to this Pokemon? And then you're like, sure, and it still doesn't tell you what it is.
Yeah, it's
It's ridiculous.
It's very frustrating. The game has a lot of. Here's a problem. Right now I'm playing. There's a wheezing out there. I'm trying to throw a Pokeball at it, and it says your box is full. You can't use that item. So because the last box I was selected on was a full box, you can't catch anything.
That's
You have to
obnoxious.
You have to walk to the Pokemon Center, open the box, change boxes, which makes you save, which takes forever, and then you can have the new box. Then you can go catch a Pokemon again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Freaking
It's so
awesome.
stupid.
It's not.
That's crazy.
So now we know Craig wasn't being a true Pokemon master and trying to catch them all.
No, I did not. Once I got Sandshrew, I was like, I'm good. I'm like, this is my team for the entire game. Ride or dies. So
Nice.
I thought about throwing Victory Bell in, but I was like, I don't need 2 grass. So
Yeah, I pretty much always use Nidoking because Nidoking's just busted. I always like to use Rhydon because he's my favorite. What else are some of my favorites?
So you're rocking 2 normal types then, huh? Or is Rhydon rock?
He's Rock Ground.
Okay.
I also like to use Scyther. Scyther's cool.
He is cool. Can't get him till late game, right? I think you can only get him in the
Safari Zone.
Safari Zone, right?
I can't remember. It's different each gen. There's one of the not gen. Sorry, each version. There's one of the versions.
okay.
I think he's a rare catch on one of the routes. I think, like a 1%. Maybe he's just Safari Zone making that up. But they, yeah, he's definitely uncommon. One thing that's crazy is the Safari Zone. Playing on this analog pocket, I was able to make save states. But Chansey has like a 1% chance to spawn and then a 1% chance to catch it. So it's just like stupid luck to catch a freaking Chansey. But if you have save states, you can just alleviate that. So
You dirty cheater.
yeah, it took me 5 minutes to catch a Chansey instead of 5 hours. So
And I'm sure you feel no remorse.
no remorse whatsoever. Same thing with Tauros. Tauros is the same difficulty. It's just unreasonably difficult to catch those 2 Pokemon. But
Yeah, I think he was only in the Safari Zone as well.
I gotta say, what a hassle it is in these games. Trading. Zach, you know as well as I do that we were up to like 3 in the morning just trading. Trying to trade. You know, that thing took forever. We were falling asleep doing it.
yeah,
Is it just a slow process or what?
Well, yeah, because you trade the Pokemon, which takes 5 minutes a piece, and then you got to go if you're doing a lot of trades like we were. You got to walk back to the box and switch the box, which takes a minute, and you got to save, and then you got to slowly deposit the ones in there, and then slowly take the other ones out, and then save again, and it's just a very drawn out process.
Instead of like current Pokemon games, how like when they trade, you see them both go like along. You see the one go, he goes all the way to the other side. He goes, and then you send yours on, and he goes all the way over side, and then he gets on, and then you got to go through this whole processing thing, and then it's like, oh, you got him, and then it's like connecting, stand by. Now.
Here's another slow process. I'm going to kill this Weezing right now, and I have experience share on. I want to show you how long it takes to show the text with experience share in this game.
Yeah.
So I have this Weezing here. I have a Mew out. I just killed it.
Whoa, how did you get a Mew?
It's going to award me the experience. So any Weezing defeated, Mew got experience. Mew gained experience. Oh, and then Rhyhorn got experience using experience share. And then Bulbasaur got experience using experience share. And Bulbasaur leveled up.
Hey,
I'm mashing A. Squirtle leveled up. So there you go.
Hey, he's better
So it'll
evolved
do.
too.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting all this stuff, but this is what it takes. I just killed one Pokemon. This is after every single Pokemon.
Well, now we might as well go through this.
It's
shit.
not even worth having the experience share on. It's probably faster
You know.
if you don't.
But yeah, that's I guess got a Ivysaur.
Let's go. Second favorite Pokemon of all time.
But yeah, it's just such a slow game, and then the fact that you can't run, you're walking everywhere until you get the bike. It's just obnoxious.
I never even got the bike.
You didn't get the bike. Well, I guess you didn't need it because you're double speeding.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, this man was just blowing through it.
I was.
yeah, the games have a lot of charm.
Oh,
But,
totally.
Like how long? Like I on this save right here, I have six badges. How many hours do you think I am in this save?
27.
I'm trying to catch everything.
Trying to catch everything makes a difference. 22.
29 hours.
Oh my
I'm
God.
six badges in.
Jesus.
Where are you? The Cinnabar
it's just-
Mansion?
Yeah, I'm in Simbar Mansion, which I've gotten lost at. Every time I turn the game on, I remember how to go, so I turn it back off, and I'm gonna do it again. So next time I pick that up.
I think my final time, because if I played in double speed the whole time, and it told me it was 26 hours, and it took me about 13 hours to just beat the game, basically mainline it. Because I didn't catch them all. I just did the trainer battles, caught my team that I wanted, and did all the badges and the Elite Four and the champion, obviously.
Yep.
Nice.
I didn't even catch Mewtwo. I'm a real
Didn't
bitch.
even catch Mewtwo?
Well,
I
it's
mean,
like
didn't even catch
it's
Mew
like
under
cool.
the
He's
truck.
the final boss of the game. Let me use the Master Ball and this nothing. So I just like I was like I'm not going to get anything out of this. So I decided not to do it.
That is kind of funny with Mewtwo. Like, to get Mewtwo, you have to basically beat the game, beat the Elite Four, you're done. And there's nothing else in your way. Oh, the super strong legendary Pokemon in the back of a cave, Master Ball.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, kind of sucks the wind out of it, all that, but...
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what if you try to use the Master Ball and your box is full?
Ooh.
Do you just lose the Master Ball?
No, it doesn't let you use the item. But if you're already in the battle with them, you'd have to kill them. So that would be unfortunate.
Hope you saved before.
I hope you
If
saved
you didn't
before.
save,
And
RIP.
if you didn't, you got to walk back through that cave, or use a escape rope, or dig or something like that.
And hopefully,
oh my gosh.
hopefully, you ended up getting Flash. Unlike me, I got the Rock Tunnel, and I was just like, I'm gonna get through this.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's not like in Gen 3 when it's in the dark cave, you can see around your person. In Gen 1, it's just black.
Black. Yeah. And you just have to hope and pray.
I got the rock tunnel.
If you hear yourself walking into a wall, turn the other way. Like,
I got the rock tunnel without Flash by looking at another screen of the map, and I was like pretending like I was walking on that screen. That's how I got through it this time.
That's funny.
Yep.
man, shout out to Rock Tunnel.
Shout out.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I remember as a kid, like I would always like think the best way to XP train was like in that Diglett tunnel, or whatever it's called, Diglett Cave.
Oh yeah, I grinded in there.
Dude, you find a Doug Trail, you get so much XP.
Yeah, it's good early game grinding for sure.
What were you gonna say, Craig?
Where did you guys think? Like, what did you guys ever think that there was like a spike in difficulty in this game or no?
With Nidoking, no.
I was gonna
I
say
guess
because
if there was one, it would be Gym 5 probably.
Mhm.
I feel like the levels jump a lot there. I don't know.
I was just gonna say because my personal experience, the only two times I felt like I had difficulty in this game was actually Erica's gym, and then I believe his name is Lance. Is he the dragon guy in the Elite Four?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the only two ones where it's like I had to try more than once. So
Yeah, he cheats. He has Dragonites that are under level 55.
He's hacking.
Hacking.
his Pokemon aren't turn illegal.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like I even was like, man, I have Charmeleon at this point when I'm fighting Erica, and Ember's just such a shitty move that it didn't even really matter. It takes so long for Charizard to learn a good fire move, and there's no fire TMs in the entire game. I don't think. At least I couldn't
There's Fire
find any.
Blast. You get like one Fire Blast.
It's ridiculous.
The move sets are atrocious in this game. Like you said,
Okay.
you'll have a Charizard that knows Ember. You'll have a Venusaur that knows Absorb, and like a Blastoise with Blastoise gets to use Surf because Surf is like the best move in the game because you can just use it over and over again. So
Yeah.
he gets to use a super strong move for his stab attack, but then Charizard's using Ember at level 36. Some Pokemon don't even get moves of their type, which is absurd.
Yeah, I don't think my Charizard learned Flamethrower until like the 40s, and I don't think Ivysaur learned Solar Beam until like the 50s or like maybe even 60 something. Like it's like ridiculously late. Because I grinded everyone up pretty high towards the end, so like all of my Pokemon were at least in the 60s.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cool stuff. Like, Gen 1 definitely has a really cool lineup of Pokemon. That's, not that is partly nostalgia speaking, but also just some cool Pokemon. I like that, like all the gift Pokemon they give you, like around mid game, they hand you a Hitmonchan or Hitmonlee. They hand you a Lapras. Those felt unique and cool for that part of the game. I think it's annoying in Gen 1. I think the Lapras they give you is level 5. In Gen 3 it's 25, so you can actually use it. But in Gen 1 it's like level 5.
Oh, I didn't even ask. What was your guys' starters? Who did you pick?
Well,
Since I was playing
for
Blue,
this-
I went with Squirtle. For what me
Well,
and
this
Zach
run-
were doing.
this run because we're trying to finish the Pokedex, me and Tyler, I save stated and made a save where I had each starter and I traded them to Tyler and we each got each starter.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There you go.
Did you know?
Right,
Oh, good.
I was gonna say I did this run because I was keeping the starters unevolved because I gotta trade them to Tyler, right? And if you evolve them, you can't egg a new starter. So if I level up the starters and they evolve, neither of us can finish the Pokedex. So I put them in the box, safe away, and I did the Mew glitch, and I used Mew as my starter. So
Wild.
that was pretty fun.
There you go.
Piggybacking off the Mew glitch, because Red and Blue you can't actually get Mew. Technically you can't in Yellow, but there was an official way. Did y'all know that?
Mm-mm.
So there was
It was like
actually
an
this,
event?
I believe, kind of like back in the day, it was like this, I think it was a giveaway or something you had to enter. And if you won, they actually sent you a copy of Pokemon Yellow, a box copy, and they actually put Mew in the cartridge. So like you had a Mew when you started your game, and it came with
Interesting.
like a certificate of authenticity, and it was numbered and everything.
Mm.
I learned that from our
As-
buddy Retro Buy and Sell.
God, those
Yeah.
must be extraordinarily expensive copies of that
Yeah.
game.
He
As
ended up getting
obnoxious-
one. He showed me. I was like, "Oh, I never even knew about that."
That's cool.
As obnoxious as that is, that's also kind of badass. I've always thought wouldn't it be cool if like in competitive Pokemon, if there was truly actually rare Pokemon and like you're going to the world's tournament and there's just some dude who has like he's the only one in the world that has this Pokemon and it's like really good. The fact that everything is like it's annoying when there's event Pokemon you can only get in events, but like it does make them feel kind of special. That's incredible.
That's the certificate you get.
That's really cool. Man, Mew used to be fucking funny looking.
Yeah, and then the Mew, I believe it's the trainer ID for it is actually like, or the OT is like linked to that specific one.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, it kind of sucks because now you can't transfer it at all.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because there was no way to transfer Gen 1 and 2 to 3.
Oh, that's right.
So,
Do you know if the ROM is any different? Like, if I change the battery on that Pokemon Yellow, is that Mew gone forever, or does that ROM always load with that Mew in it?
I'm not sure about that, honestly.
The Mew's on a ticking time bomb.
This is how the Pokemon Yellow came. Shout out to you, Retro Buy and Sell. I'm using your photos. It came with like a tape that had Mew on it.
How weird.
Huh.
On it.
Cool. Speaking of certificates, it's cool that if you complete the Pokedex, you get an in-game certificate, and you can use like the Game Boy printer to print that out.
That's
So,
fire. Are you gonna do that?
100%. I bought a Game Boy camera. I'm going to frame my certificate, and I'm going to take a selfie and put that on there. And then I'm going to eventually buy a complete in box Pokemon Red, and this Pokemon Red I'm going to shadow box it in there with my certificate and my selfie. I'm
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
on my wall.
But we do
It's
need to
pretty
get
awesome.
back to. We do need to get back to that video.
Yeah, I need to figure
That's
that
pretty
out, but
much. That's pretty much the whole sum of the video.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna have
we'll get there.
put that on my wall, a cherished possession.
Back to that Mew thing. So he has also the paper that came with it. From shout out to Dylan. I mean, he doesn't have it anymore, but you got this whole thing that says,
Dylan, you fucking idiot. You sold
"Dear
gold.
Dylan, this year I've brought you something very special. It's Pokemon Game Boy with something very rare that you can activate by following these instructions. Power on the Game Boy. After Pikachu is displayed, proceed to the next step. Hit start, at continue, hit start, at your name, hit A, hit start button, arrow down 1, and choose Pokemon by hitting A, hit A again, choose stats by hitting A again. This is your very own Mew. Do not trade your Mew or let anyone save a game under your name. Please verify that the Mew ID number displayed is the same as the number on your certificate of authenticity. Merry Christmas, Dylan. Have a wonderful day. Ho, ho, ho. Love, Santa."
They took this very seriously.
That's
It's
awesome.
Santa
Do
delivered.
not trade your Mew.
That's
Do
something-
not trade it.
That's something I would freaking love to have one day, but I'll never get it.
Yeah,
That's
that's really
so
cool.
rare. And it also came with like a little card.
That's fun.
Yeah.
How
I'm
cool.
a card-carrying member of the legit Mew Society.
I'm so sorry. Come in. I wasn't aware.
Very good. Man. Yeah, some pretty cool thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed my time with Gen 1. It was fun. I'm glad I have it knocked off the list. If I were to ever play Gen 1 again, I would probably just play Fire Red or Leaf Green, though, just because.
That's the way I recommend it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those have the post-game too, so
hmm
the islands.
Which I've never played, so.
Oh, you never done the post-game?
Well, last time I played Fire Red, I was actually like 12 years old, so I think I just didn't know about it. I think I saw the credits roll and I was like, yeah, I'm done. And then I traded everything to my copy of Diamond since you were able to do that.
They actually made a cool change in Fire Red. They moved Moltres from like randomly the bottom cave of Victory Road. They moved it to one of the islands. It's like on top of a mountain.
Oh,
Makes
interesting.
it feel cooler.
That's fun.
But yeah, you can the legendaries, the way they handle it's really interesting in this game. They're all just on their place on the map. So if you're exploring it, you'll find them. You can get a Zapdos pretty early in the game. The power plant, you just need to be able to surf, which I think is Gym 5. So after the 5th gym, you can go get Zapdos and just play through the game with that.
Wasn't there like on one of the islands like a hypno that like kidnapped a little girl or something like that?
Oh, you're talking about
Some
the
weird
Fire
stuff.
Red and Leaf Green? Yeah, a little
Yeah.
side quest, yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
I always
okay,
knew I
I'm
couldn't
playing
trust
it
him.
now. Yeah, man.
Trying to
Oh,
think.
He was just like Typhlosion. Well, he was.
Trying to think. There's a couple of Pokemon that I never came across the entire playthrough. I don't think I ever saw Mr. Mime.
It's a trade only.
Is it a trade only?
Yeah, there's a person in there who wants a
Y'all
what does he
didn't
want?
see him because Zach ate him.
Is it Abra? You trade an Abra, I think, and you get a Mr. Mime.
Sounds right.
I think I did talk to the NPC. That
And-
sounds vaguely familiar.
And I hate
Farfetch is the
that they're-
same.
I hate that they're automatically nicknamed. And you
Oh, are
can't-
they?
Yeah, like Mr. Mime, it's like Mr. Mimey or Mimey or something like
Yep,
that.
That's annoying.
A
Farfetch
stupid
is
name.
like Ducks, but DUX. Like
Quacks. No, it is Dux. You're right. It's DUX.
I think it's
DUX.
Ducks.
Oh,
yeah.
weird.
So,
so you can- It's the only way to get Farfetch too. So if anyone has a Farfetch in Gen 1, it's called Dux.
There's no
DUX.
way to change the name, right?
No.
That's so,
So-
weird.
So all Mr. Mimes and all Farfetch are called those stupid nicknames.
I
I'm gonna
guess
look
it's
up what
kind
the
of-
Mr. Mimes.
Guess it's kind of like the authentic trading experience if you were to trade with some random kid at the playground. Probably get a Pokemon with a stupid name, but
yeah, but then he's like my Pokemon name is Poopy Farface. Like
Oh no!
I had a couple of those.
The Mr. Mimes nickname was Marcel, Marcel. It's always
Just a
Marcel.
regular name.
Yes.
Just a regular name.
And Tyler, you're right. In Fire Red, Leaf Green, Mr. Mime's nickname is Mimean, Mimean. I-E-N, but in red and blue, it's Marcel.
All right,
That's
so
wild.
I'm petitioning for the bottom left to have a Mr. Mime now. It just says Marcel under it.
It's too late.
Here's a fun
Otherwise
fact.
I would.
According to this random Google search, he's named after Marcel Marceau, the famous mime who joined the French resistance in World War II and fought against the Nazis.
I have to have that already, and how did I not realize his name was Marcel?
Yep.
It's like
Shout
"Alright,
out
bro, I'll
to
miss
Mr.
you."
Mime beating up Nazis. What a
That'd be a
bro.
really good piece of artwork. Mr. Mime canonically ripping a Nazi in half with his mind powers.
But drawn in like the Doom art style.
Oh, imagine him like a really like fucked up, really close.
I
He's like
want
chewing
that
on
now.
him, like blood down his mouth. He's like,
I want like Mr. Mime as Doom guy, but then where it says Doom, say Marcel. Who can do that for me? If anybody out there can make me this, but I just want like the Doom cover, make Doom guy Mr. Mime, and just have it in the Doom font Marcel. If you do it for me, oh, that would be the best fan art I would have ever received for this show. Not that I've received any, but nothing will
You're like,
ever
"But
top
please."
it. Nothing will ever
So-
top it. That would
Be awesome.
real quick, Craig. Here's your quiz of the day.
Uh-oh.
Can you name the entire Mr. Mime line? There are 4 total things, 4 total versions of of these Pokemon. Can you name them?
Of Mr. Mime?
In the whole line, there's 4 total.
Is there?
Oh yeah, there is. There is.
I don't know if I could name any.
There's Mr. Mime.
Yeah?
There's
What's his
Mime
baby?
Jr.
Yeah.
And then there's Galarian Mr. Mime.
Oh, okay.
And then
then when they
Galarian
gave him
Mr.
an
Mime evolves into Mr. Rhyme.
That's
But not
right.
spelled like the word rhyme. Spelled
Yeah.
R-I-M-E.
It's kind of
which-
gross.
I don't know what that means, Mr. Rhyme.
That's Mr. Mime, dude. Shout out to Marcel.
Shout out to Marcel. My favorite Pokemon, Marcel.
So weird, man.
Oh man.
So that was 4 Mr. Mimes, you said?
Yeah, if you include the
Okay.
2 Mr. Mime versions.
And
See,
Mr. Rhyme.
All
And they
these,
gave an evolution, and the evolution's also dog shit. It's just not good.
It's not good. I
Mr.
don't like
Mime
Mime
is
Jr. either. Mime Jr.'s always pissed me off.
terrifying. Mr. Mime is pretty... I like how this is just turning to a Mr. Mime episode. Mr. Mime is good in Pokemon Stadium, because in Stadium, they moveset lock each Pokemon. Like, you don't get to pick the moves, you know?
Yeah.
But Mr. Mime comes with Psychic. So, Alakazam is stuck with Confusion, but Mr. Mime gets Psychic, which is like almost twice as strong.
So funny.
So it makes him actually pretty good in the game.
shout out to the
I'd-
Pokemon Stadium announcer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I've always actually kind of liked Mr. Mime. I always thought he was kind of fun. Just because he's so obnoxious and weird.
Very weird.
I know, well, he's number 1 on your list of Pokemon to eat, Zach, so...
Yeah, he is.
Do you
Not
think-
even not even vanilla. There's an actual ice cream cone.
Do you think, like, all Pokemon are fair game in the Pokemon world, or do you think some are more sacrilegious than others? Like how, we wouldn't eat dog, but we obviously eat chicken and cat. And... Do you think it's the same thing in the world of Pokemon? Do they have
I don't think they're-
boundaries?
I think you got to go to a special place underground to eat a Mr. Mime. I don't think they just sell those. Like you can't.
Once they're bipedal, it's a little taboo.
Yeah. That's why Pokemon
Like-
are evolving. They're evolving to be safe. Yeah, like eating.
At what point do
do
some of these Pokemon have to start paying rent? That's my question.
That poor Fido. Poor Fido.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have a lot of
I think it's cool.
questions.
I think it's cool that some Pokemon have jobs, like Machoke and Vigoroth in Gen 3 helping you move in to your house. That's cool. And then
It's kind of unfair, though. Like, it makes me think about, like, Goofy and Pluto in the world of Mickey Mouse and Disney. I'm like, Goofy
Yep.
gets to go golfing with his friends, and then
yep,
Pluto's
Pluto
just
gets
a dog.
walked around naked on a leash.
But they're both dogs.
I know, it's crazy. I don't know
Yeah,
what Goofy,
Disney
what,
dog.
I don't know what Goofy's got on Mickey Mouse to get that privilege, but
All right, back
Like,
to Marcel.
Do you think Goofy walks by Pluto and just like spits on him and keeps walking?
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%.
Oh God. Good old Pokemon, everybody.
Yeah, good
I
Marcel.
had a metaphor, a real life metaphor that was probably not kosher for the show, so I'll save it for afterwards.
Oh,
No, now you have to say it.
No, no.
Okay. Anyway, we got some audience write-ins about Pokemon, so we can go ahead and read some of those. First up, we have Dan who wrote in, who said, I only grew up with the early years of Pokemon Gen 1. I didn't have the Game Boy, but one of my cousins did have it, and of course they played Pokemon Red and Blue, and they never let me play it. But I grew up playing, so he played it, and he didn't play it. Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Snap is a different sentence, so I think he was trying to say he grew up playing Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Snap. I'll be nice. I give up with Pokemon over the years since the year 2000. I'm not a super big fan of Pokemon now.
Come on, Dan.
I'm still not surprised it got really popular over the years. I try to come back to it, but at the end of the day, I'm pretty much done with it. And I hate seeing grown-ass men/people buy Pokemon cards from Costco and try to sell them online for a stupid amount of money, even the video games. And you know what? Shout out to that. Fuck the scalpers. It shouldn't be so hard for me to find Pokemon cards.
I was not on your side for the first 3 quarters of that, Dan, but at the end I joined your side again.
He had you in the first half.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks for writing in, Dan. Zach, you want to go ahead and read Jason?
Sure. Okay. All right. Jason says, "Hello, hello, fellow Pokemon masters and bug-catching Zach. Jason here. When Pokemon came out in the U.S. back in 1998, I picked up a copy on release day. I picked up Pokemon Red for my future wife Michelle and Pokemon Blue for myself. What a guy! Well, that's a move right there.
What a stand-up fella.
Now, since Pokemon came out in 1998, I'd already graduated high school and 2 years earlier, so I didn't have the opportunity to see all the excitement the young kids would be having in schools at the time. My starter Pokemon was Squirtle. I remember playing it first time and really enjoying it, thinking how different it was at the concept of catching monsters and training them to fight other monsters. Deep down, it's a very good turn-based RPG that even when the remakes came out in GBA, they kept the classic good turn-based, unlike that other remake that just had to trash its classic combat system. That was good. Yeah, that was pretty well done.
He fucking got you, dude. You got.
It's nice to know the Pokemon games have evolved throughout the years, and most for the better, some not so much. You don't see too many franchises that are still going strong at 29 years. That's all I had to say about Pokemon for now, and don't forget to catch them all.
Thank you, Jason. Tyler, you want to go ahead and read the next one?
Yeah, I got you. We are at Colonel Tellersuit. Colonel Tellersuit here. Last reference to this, I promise. Oh yeah, I bet. It was the first time I remember using a cable to link Game Boys for multiplayer. In this case, a trade in battle, which was mind-blowing at the time. Apparently, the odds of encountering a Pikachu in Viridian Forest is 5%. Felt like 0.001% as a kid. I definitely agree with that. Most popular Pokemon in the game, and they do this. Borderline child abuse. Still agree with that. Never liked using evolution stones to force evolve Pokemon. It's kind of like high school basketball players going straight to the NBA when they aren't ready. Need to develop fundamentals first. Lastly, shout Ditto, aka the Shang Tsung of Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
Shout out to Ditto and shout out to Shang Tsung.
Can we get like a Mortal Kombat Pokemon collab?
That'd be fun. Just see Pokemon do fatalities on one another. I'm down for that.
Mr. Mime against Mr. Rhyme.
Hell yeah.
I'll bone Marcelo pull out.
Alright, next up, this is Patrick. He said, so here it goes. Pokemon is overrated and boring. I've tried several times again to the game, starting with the OGs, and while I enjoyed Legends Arceus, the rest is generic and boring. But I do remember when they came out and the craze that surrounded the cards back in the day. It's amazing the series has had this much staying power. Gotta catch them all. Blah, blah, blah.
I will. I did enjoy because obviously I was not around for like the Gen 1 craze. But when Pokemon Go was at its height, I was working at a restaurant in the mall, and it was by a park. And it was cool seeing that craze because I would get off of work at night, and it would be like 11 o'clock at night. I'm driving by the park, and there are hundreds of people in the park at 11 o'clock at night, in crowds, just walking everywhere. It was cool to see that.
Yeah, it was fun to be a part of that too. I was playing Pokemon Go day one, played it very, very heavily for the first probably year or so, and then I dropped off, and then I got back to it again more recently in the last year and a half. But yeah, it was really cool to see. It really was like Pokemon at its height again for the first time since it was first a thing. So cool to experience that.
I didn't get to get into it because I didn't have unlimited internet at the time on my phone, so I just couldn't do it.
That's fair.
I would like go on like occasional. We'd go on like a little trip to the park or something. I would play it like for like 20 minutes, and then I couldn't play it all the time. But
You're like, all right, I'm done.
yeah, that was my month of data.
Yeah, I'm lucky because I live in one of the best cities in the world, probably for Pokestops and different things, being so close to the Las Vegas Strip. So it's like if we wanted to just go hard for a couple of hours on the Strip, it's like we didn't run out of anything. We would have like amazing spawns near like certain hotels and stuff. So I lived in a really good city for it when it was at its peak. All right. One last write-in from Unknown, but Zach, I would like you to read this, please.
Hold on. Before we read that...
Can I let it scroll down or no?
I also have one from Jonathan, because for some reason when he tried to write in, it gave him Patrick's again for some reason.
Oh, weird. Okay.
So I'm going to read that, and then Zach can go ahead with his essay. He said, "Hey, what's up, guys? John here. In my opinion about Gen 1 Pokemon is that it's a fantastic game. It has some ups and downs, ups and down, but the down is limited amount of space in your bag. Battles are a bit slow. The ups are the music is amazing. Charizard is my favorite, and the best thing of all is my best friend Tyler getting me into Pokemon. You're the best." Oh, look at that. Oh, anything for you, Jonathan.
Tyler,
you need to start playing them more.
What a good
Tyler
friend.
totally just typed that just now. Jonathan doesn't watch the show.
Y'all
Tyler
want
just
proof?
typed that.
He's like, you're also extremely handsome and so wealthy and so good at SpongeBob.
Come on.
Tower defense.
Come on.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
There you go.
Proof.
There you
funny.
go.
DM
Yeah, that was like gun to his hip. There you go, pal.
You said I wrote in, can you let my family go, please?
All right, can I scroll down now?
Yeah, just so you know, before you read this, I don't know what this is. I haven't actually read it either. I just saw it was extraordinarily long, and I thought it'd be funny to have you read it instead.
There's a part near the end. I don't know if we should say.
Is it inappropriate?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna highlight it. Zach, don't look.
All right, I'm gonna. Okay. If I'm gonna read this, I'm gonna need some help.
Hold on.
Yeah, get yourself prepared, I guess.
Oh, it's on the second half.
I hope you packed a lunch. Oh
Right
my
there.
god! Jesus Christ.
I think we should take that part out.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm just gonna delete that sentence. It's a bit much.
Zach, we can tell you after. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm about to proofread the rest of this real quick. I read most of it.
Jesus Christ.
Should I start reading? it?
Wait,
Fuck
wait.
it, just go, it's
All
fine.
right, just start going. If I see anything else, I'm gonna cut
For
it.
what it's worth, no idea who wrote this in. Tyler, I think you know, but I don't know who it was.
All right,
I might know.
from unknown. I just read. I've only read the first word several times. And I know it's gonna go places.
Jesus.
Vaporeon. The water-type evolution of Eevee from Generation 1 Pokemon has always been a standout among the original 151 creatures. While many Pokemon have their unique traits, Vaporeon stands out not just for its design and power, but for its incredible versatility, making it arguably the most breedable Pokemon in the series. Can you put like a disclaimer on this so if someone ever cuts this out of context, it's not me just saying it? Its combination of attributes, design, stats, and adaptability makes Vaporeon the perfect choice for players who appreciate the ability to mold a Pokemon to fit their team's needs. And in this sense, it's undoubtedly the most breedable Pokemon out there, a characteristic that many players, including myself, find especially appealing. Next bullet point. When we talk about Vaporeon being the most breedable, we're not just talking about its adaptability in battle, but also its sheer versatility in team compositions. In the world of Pokemon battles, being breedable means that Pokemon can blend seamlessly into different strategies and formats. Vaporeon's high special stat, impressive move pool, and solid typing make it an incredibly flexible choice. It can be used both offensively and defensively thanks to its diverse move pool that includes moves like Surf, Hydro Pump, and even Ice Beam. The ability to pivot between multiple roles makes Vaporeon one of the most adaptable Pokemon, and that's a trait that many traders, including me, find very attractive. Next bullet point. Not only does Vaporeon thrive in various battle scenarios, but its design also contributes to its breedability. Its sleek, aquatic appearance with flowing fins and elegant tail make it one of the most aesthetically pleasing Pokemon in Gen 1. The design hints at its fluid, adaptable nature, and this is something that fans, myself included, have always appreciated. Vaporeon embodies the fluidity of water, and this symbolic connection to its water-type power is reflected in how it can seamlessly integrate into almost any team. Whether you're preparing for a battle or just admiring his look, Vaporeon always feels right at home. Next bullet point. Vaporeon's role in Pokemon breeding is also a noble factor for its breedability. While many Pokemon require specific conditions or moves to be breedable, in the traditional sense, Vaporeon's position as an evolution is access to an extensive move pool through breeding, make it an incredibly versatile candidate for breeding combinations. In fact, Eevee itself, as a breeding-friendly Pokemon, allows trainers to pass down valuable moves to Vaporeon, further enhancing its adaptability. Whether you're breeding it for competitive play or just for fun, the ease of obtaining a Vaporeon with the moves you want is another aspect that makes it stand out as the most breedable Pokemon. For me, one of the most appealing aspects of Vaporeon is the connection I feel with it in terms of gameplay and strategy. It's not just the power that makes Vaporeon special, it's the way it effortlessly adapts its various situations. Whether it's sweeping through opponents with powerful water-type moves, or taking hits and healing with moves like Acid Armor and Rest, Vaporeon's flexibility makes it a constant present on my teams. It's a Pokemon that feels right at home in nearly any setting, and that's what makes it so breedable in the best possible way.
Keep drinking.
Next bullet point. In fact, my appreciation for Vaporeon goes beyond just gameplay. I even own a body pillow of Vaporeon. Which, in my view, adds to the whole vibe of its breedability. The way it feels, soft and comforting, only strengthens my connection to this amazing Pokemon. But in a way, that just adds to the charm, making it feel like Vaporeon is always there, seamlessly fitting into my world, just like it does into my teams. Final bullet point. In conclusion, Vaporeon stands out as the most breedable Pokemon in Gen 1, not only because of its incredible in-game utility, but also due to its aesthetic design, competitive versatility, and ease of integration into various strategies. As a fan, I feel it's incredibly satisfying to use a Pokemon that can be molded to fit so many different roles, making it one of the most flexible and adaptable creatures in the Pokemon world. For trainers alone, Pokemon that can breed life into any team, Vaporeon is undoubtedly the perfect choice. All right.
Whoever you are, you're a psychopath. Jesus Christ.
Good Lord.
Thank you, Zach.
What did you cut out of that?
Here, I'm just gonna backtrack it, and then... Can you see it? Oh, no, I think Craig would have to.
Yeah, this is, you don't need to see it, but, this has been generations behind episode 23.
Caps lock.
No, yeah, I when I opened up the write-ins to put them into the show notes this week, I as soon as I saw Vaporeon and I was like, oh, and then I kept scrolling and it kept going and I was like, oh, so I decided not to read any of it and just leave it. I was like, it'll be funny if Zach reads this.
Zach, look what I typed in the show notes. That's what it was.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
I think it's within fair use for us to take this person's work, create a new channel on YouTube. I will read this through a reverse modulator, and we'll just put gameplay footage of Vaporeon used and just upload it, and just see what happens.
Yeah, because that's the thing, right? They had to think of all this. They put effort into this.
I think the word breedable and adaptability were used more times than I've said those words in my life. I don't know if I've said breedable that many times.
I'm really
Just
not a
thinking
fan
about
of the word breedable.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
agree with him, but I don't think I've said it
Do
as
you?
many times as him. No,
What?
Like, what? Think about what you're saying.
that's the twist. I'm like, this was me. Like,
He's like,
You're like,
I don't
actually,
know.
I am the author of this.
uh,
Good times.
yeah, that was fun.
Uh.
Good comment. Please comment again next time.
Yes. Thank you to all of our lovely people who wrote in. Shout out to Marcel,
Shout
the
out to
greatest
Marcel.
Pokemon of all time. But yeah. Any final thoughts on Gen 1, Zach, you'd like to leave with the people?
I think Gen 1 is a core video game pillar, like your Metal Gear Solid, your Ocarina of Times, your your Halo Combat Evolves. Everyone should at least try Pokemon Gen 1. It's had a lot of inspiration on future games, and has created a brand that's larger. It's like the largest media brand in the world. I think you should at least try Gen 1 Pokemon if you haven't tried it yet.
Hell yeah. Tyler, final closing thoughts on Gen 1?
Honestly, I think the best thing I could add, or not even add, but just say to Zach, is ditto. It
Nah.
pretty
There
much
you go.
reflected all. You know, I had to throw in that little pun. But yeah, there's a reason the series is still going on today. It's a great game, but if you're going to play Generation 1, you give it a try. If it's not for you, definitely recommend Fire Red Leaf Green. A lot easier, more accessible. Unless you're like Craig and you want to play the game on your iPhone, you could probably get through it then.
Tap
Yeah,
speed,
honestly-
baby.
Honestly, yeah, just do that. Get yourself a little ROM hack that has some quality of life. There's tons of ROM hacks that are the same game with just some modern conveniences. Play it like that, and then quickly turn on the original and just see how it would have been if you played that. But
Yeah, I definitely think that it's worth checking out the Gen 1 just to see, but I don't think you really need to play the entire thing. I'm with Tyler. I'm like, check it out, and if you think you would enjoy it, play it through it. But if you play it and you're like, this is a little slow, a little clunky, then try the Game Boy Advance remakes, because I guarantee you'll enjoy them more. You know, they're still slow, but they're not going to be nearly as slow. Like, they're still probably twice as fast as this.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I'm a big fan of the Game Boy Advance era sprite work as well. I think it's actually the peak of Pokemon sprite work. So, good old
Fire Red
Pokemon
Leaf
Gen
Green
1.
is fantastic.
Or if you want to take a totally different avenue, let's go Pikachu and Eevee.
True.
Kind of same thing,
Also fantastic.
more go mechanics. So
Yeah, I'm a heavy defender of those games as well. I think that they're very fun. I
They're
think they have a
good.
very cute art style, and shiny hunting in them is super fun. So if you're a shiny
Also,
hunter,
you could get wild encounters with legendary birds in that game.
Yeah, which is cool.
pretty crazy.
yeah.
So
yeah,
But yeah,
still on that Let's Go Whooper one day.
one day. But yeah, that's I think that's about it for Pokemon Gen 1. We appreciate you all joining us today. Our next episode, is this episode 23 or 24?
24.
24.
Multiples of 3.
Cool. I'm just confusing myself. I wrote something down wrong earlier. Anyway, episode 25, Nintendo Hot Takes.
You got breedable.
So we're all going to be giving our strong opinions that we don't think are popular on
I'm excited.
retro Nintendo. You know, maybe Tyler lied and he thinks Ocarina of Time sucks butt. We'll find out soon.
Like, it's freaking horrible. Don't play
Yeah.
the game.
Hot take that we all have: Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door is overrated. Spoilers. But we'll see you all then. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Make sure you share the show with your grandma, your friend, your coworker. I'm sure they'll all enjoy it. And we'll see you all
So
in 2
long,
weeks.
farewell, until we meet again. I said so long, farewell, until we meet again. Okay, that's all I'm getting.
Take care.